Hello everyone, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your weekly horoscope tarot card readings, and of course they are from the 13th until the 19th of January 2020. So they are from the 13th until the 19th of January 2020, and of course I'm going to start with the horoscope sign of a gorgeous, beautiful Aries. My gorgeous Aries, it is just quite interesting how this week is actually going to develop for you. Indeed, because it is actually going to evolve or revolve at around a certain news that you're actually going to have. That news that you are going to receive and have within the first 2 or 3 days this week, it's actually going to be very much so relevant to an important decision that you are immediately going to be very much so close to, very much so around, very much so you're going to be able to make an important decision, and that decision that you will make, it's also going back rather, let's say, a long time ago. Not that long, but most certainly when it's come just like in compared to just 1 week, we are going back within the last 11 months. It is the certain change, it is the certain new beginning, new start, new option, new decision that started. You planted this particular spiritual seed. So now, in particular, this is actually going to bounce back to you, at you, and most certainly it is going to come through as in form of a good news, an important decision that you will make. It's going to be relevant to that period or that stage in the past 11 months when you started with new option, new decision, new start already without you perhaps even realizing this. It's very important because it's connected to your subconscious mind. So this is very deep, very deep, very deep indeed. It is also going to be marking an important stage when it comes to the certain negotiation that is actually going to take place this week, and also an investment, and rather interesting investment that is just going to really beautifully take off later on. This investment is not going to be massive, it is not going to be huge, but most certainly it is going to unfold in such a wonderful way where you are most certainly going to surprise yourself, but also it is going to bring the whole new harmony in, the whole new energy, which is just going to become rather important moment in time when it comes to your own motivation, my gorgeous, my beautiful Aries. This is an important, absolutely ridiculously important moment in time also, because that is going to shake you up a little bit in the most interesting way, shaking up, because you are going to have your hermit mode at the same time. Now, what the hermit mode is of course going to do, it is going to provide you to expand your subconscious mind, it is going to provide you to expand your psychic abilities, it is going to help you to see your spiritual journey from a completely different angle, and this is where the whole magic is going to be, where the whole magic is actually going to happen. Little hermit mode, it's going to help you to illuminate certain area around your life, so therefore you will be able to think very, very deep, you will be able to stretch your mind really far, and that in itself is just going to be a very highly moment in time when it comes to your own self-illumination. There is a certain realization that you're going to have, the certain knowledge that is just going to become really relevant, and it's going to require a little bit of adjustment from yourself. This is absolutely brilliant, and it's also going to give you power and strength to make an important decision based on the actual self-denial, which means that now you're coming on top very bravely, very beautifully and very nicely, and that beauty and niceness and this energy is also going to be opening your eyes really beautifully, but also on another hand it is going to give you the brave feeling which is going to push you towards the right direction. And most certainly when you were just kind of uncertain, and most certainly when you were like kind of like maybe in a certain self-denial, it's just so important to see that a certain completion, certain important stage of your life. It's coming to a completion, so it's time to close the door. As soon as you close this particular door, my gorgeous Aries, the new door is going to open almost immediately. The new door is waiting for you, and this is all building down to the certain point of the actual enhancement of your own power, which is about to really shine a rather nice light on you when it comes to the actual creativity. It's very important to see, like, to follow your own bliss, to follow your own energy, to follow your own way of thinking, and not to block yourself, not to prevent yourself, not to stop yourself from moving on, but just jump towards the right direction, jump in the water and start swimming, my gorgeous Aries. Because if you don't jump in the water and learn how to swim, you're never going to learn how to swim. So therefore you need to jump in the water and learn how to swim, and that in itself is going to start an important progress. At the same time, it's going to give you power, it's going to make you feel really good about yourself, and it's also all about that particular success and the completion. It is about the completion, but on another hand, it is most certainly going to be an important week when it comes to your own accomplishment, okay, when it comes to your own success, and when it comes to the completion of this stage of your life, which is most certainly going to take you on the whole new level this week, my gorgeous Aries. So by the time you come to the last part of this week, you are just going to have a wonderful vision that you wouldn't normally have, and this is beautiful and very powerful moment in time, because you're going to create, you're going to start something very important when it comes to your own practicality and security. Most certainly an important stage that you are going through this week. And look at this, your oracle card this week, it's rather important, and it works really well with everything that I said so far, of course. And you're about to become a rather beautiful butterfly, because you are going through your own transformation, and you're gonna discover something very beautiful and very interesting and very significant about yourself by the end of this week. And that what you're gonna decide, it's also just going to become an absolutely main part of the whole year 2020. It's going to evolve at around this particular stage when it comes to your new beginning, when it comes to your new stage, when it comes to your new start, when it comes to your new rebirth, which is going to lead towards your own transformation. It's wonderful. Keep your eyes open, be as open-minded as you can, be as adventurous as you can. And every negative situation that you have that you need to deal with, I urge you to go for it and deal in this particular week, because not only you will spiritually grow, but karmically this is going to be an important moment in time for you, because at the same time it's going to help to your spirit, your own spirit, on your journey to evolve to a much higher place where it would normally be. Important moment in time, and you're also going to have a really significant moment when you're going to show yourself, you're going to show your skills to the world. You know, you will show yourself in a completely different and a beautiful light when it comes to those areas and those stages that were bringing you down, those people that were kind of like causing you to actually not to move on as quick as you could, those maybe certain toxic people around you that could have been, that are maybe the part of this existence, you know, that did affect you, you know, a little bit. You know, this is all going to kind of be very vague moment in time, because the bottom line is you are going to have a sacred power, and that sacred power, it's going to be very important for you throughout this week. That's why I said that you need to talk to people that you don't want to talk to, but especially if there are problems that you need to solve, if there are certain situations that you need to work on, if there are certain adjustments that you need to make, there are certain things that you need to do, but you actually don't feel or didn't feel like really confident, or anything that could actually prevent you to go towards the area, to go towards the section that you need to go, towards the dimension. Now this is a rather important moment in time, because the harmony is going to be absolutely perfect, the focus is going to be crystal clear, and that in itself is going to start an absolutely mind-blowing moment of unfoldment, because it's all going to lead towards you making an important starting an important stage when it comes to your own practicality, and when it comes to your own security, because later on you will make sure that you don't have problems in life, like especially when it comes to your own practicality and security, but also most certainly you're going to be able to let yourself away, to actually ignore the restrictions, and just set yourself free. It's important because this is going to affect your whole balance in the best possible way, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. Okay. On another hand, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Aries, when it comes to your health, you really need to make sure that you are actually doing an exercise, the certain and relevant exercise, especially when it comes to your hands, because there is going to be a slight like a circulation sensitivity that I can actually see. But in particular, if you could do like a little exercise with your hands like this, as much as you see, even if you do it like this, try to move your fingers in a different directions, try to move your fingers in a different way, and try to do like a little bit of exercise as much as you can throughout this week. On another hand, I can see that it's the vitamin D levels. You're going to need to top up on vitamin D, whether you're going to take a natural supplement with vitamin D, the food which is high in vitamin D, or whether you can like expose yourself in the sun. That's absolutely great. Then you don't need a supplement, but most certainly it is the lack of vitamin D that is going to be evident. So if you can actually pay attention to this. And also, of course, that I'm going to say to take an acerola organic cherry powder. I'm on about it every single time, and I'm going to say this every single time because it's an amazing and absolutely amazing, incredible powder when it comes to the natural form of vitamin C. Organic acerola cherry powder, I need you to take throughout this week 1 glass of water, 1 little teaspoon, and drink it every single morning, the very first time thing you wake up. It's wonderful, and it's going to replenish your vitamin C levels, and a little bit of a cold and flu symptoms that I'm seeing here this is going to be quite beneficial for things like that and to boost your immune system. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, or you just need to check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can actually tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. For those of you in relationship, oh my lord, this is brilliant because it's just like some kind of inspiration that it's going to come through. Some kind of inspiration is going to become evident for both of you. And most certainly it is going to be an important time when it comes to the actual bright prospects, but it's something that you both wanted to do in such a long time, because it's to do with like a long time ago. Long time ago. It depends how long you have been together, but most certainly it's to do with a certain process, some kind of starting process of some kind of wish that you both wanted to have, but something prevented you to kind of go towards that direction because you weren't feel like you're ready. So now most certainly the things are going to change, and this is going to be brilliant because it's going to give you really wonderful pleasure to both of your satisfaction and happiness. I do see one particular thing that you're both going to witness, a certain omen, some kind of a bird that you're both going to witness. It's going to do something that it's just going to take your attention, get your attention, because something very unusual is going to happen at around that time. And at the same time, this is going to be a sign, an indication that you are going to make an important decision very, very quickly, very soon, that is going to be relevant for both of you. For those of you that are single and ready to mingle, my gorgeous Aries, it's just so wonderful because it's a quite complex situation. Someone is coming through, indeed. Someone is about to start manifesting themselves. But first of all, you're just going to start a certain path. There's a certain path that you're going to start at the same time when you have a certain opportunity or invitation. That is going to be your key. That is going to be a relevant time because it's something that you're going to find a little bit challenging, but the bottom line is that this is going to be very much so connected to the person who is about to walk into your life and change everything in the best possible way indeed. So it's going to happen one step at a time, but this is going to be very significant opportunity that you're actually going to have, an opportunity, an invitation, and it's so much to do with a certain request and challenge. Okay? The next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Taurinis. My gorgeous Taurus, I love you to bits, but you know what is actually going to happen here? It is just like a little bit worry. It is most certainly, there is a certain worry that you are going to have at the beginning of this week. And that worry that you are going to have is going to be connected to somebody who is in your life, like a certain family member. You will worry about a certain family member or about a certain person that is as important to you as a family member, you know, certain person who you really care about so much. So most certainly it is the certain worry that you are going to have, but it's just going to be fine, because it's all about the actual that person going through something very heavy, something very normal, but quite heavy at the moment, that you were kind of affected by even more than you actually realize. And that's going to become relevant, quite important moment in time this week, but it's actually going to be quite good. And the certain issue or problem, that heavy negativity that was created around that person, that gave you this time to worry and to think, you know, in such a worrying way, you know, this is actually going to be really good. So you've got a couple of things happening here, my gorgeous Taurinis. Bless your heart. You see, that's how open-minded you are. That's how open-hearted you are. You see, you worry so much, not even about yourself, but you worry about somebody else so much in your life. And I have seen that quite a few times about you, my gorgeous Taurini. So you are such a wonderful people, you see, because I do see this quite a lot, that you find yourself worrying about somebody else. You're most certainly not selfish. You're beautiful. You've got so much love and emotions to give. And that's why I'm so happy to tell you that actually that person that who you were worrying about, who you're going to worry about, is going to have a very mind-blowing, really brilliant and rather good outcome, you know. And the outcome that you are going to have, it's also going to help you with a certain knowledge, because there is also going to be something there for you. The certain realization, it's going to turn into an idea. An idea is also almost automatically going to become an opportunity that you will have, that you are about to have, but without this understanding, without this unfoldment of situations, without this crystal clear visibility that you are going to have at this moment in time, and without this harmonious energy, you wouldn't be able to actually even reach to this stage as early. So that's why this is all connected, and it's very important, because it's bringing you a rather important and harmonious energy, which is just on another hand going to help you with a certain conclusion of the problem that was really bringing you down, that was really preventing you to move on, and that was actually kind of like a more seems to have been more scary than what it actually is. The bottom line is that really wonderful conclusion to an issue, to the problem you're going to have, and that in itself is just going to immediately going to bring you healing and beautiful and wonderful energy. I really like it, because on one hand this is going to heal you, and those of you that have been needing a little bit of like a vavavumish feeling when it comes to your own energy, your own healing, for those of you that felt a little bit tired, you know, a little bit drawn, a little bit tired, you know, this is nothing unusual, because you, my gorgeous Taurinis, you have been going through a lot in the past 24 months in particular as well. But this is why I'm saying that this is actually going to be a quite significant moment in time, because it is just actually going to activate you where you haven't been activated in a long time. So there is going to be the return of significant energy, but that is also important to say, going to be the peak, one of the biggest moments, times of your own sharpness. And what is that going to do? It's going to bring you a perfect combination of energies, and that on another hand, it's going to become an important rebirth, and it's also almost immediately there is going to be this beautiful sense of security that you are going to have. And that sense of security, it's also going to become an important moment in time, because through your own responsibility, through your own smartness, you know, through your own intelligence, through your own power, through your own activation, you manage to start an absolutely mind-blowing stage, my gorgeous Taurinis. And that mind-blowing stage is going to provide you with a very very, very beautiful opportunity this week, and this is so good, and it's purely through you being very mature and very responsible, and most certainly this is still going to require from you to take one step at a time, to be very mature, again, to be very responsible, but most certainly it is the very beautiful situation you're going to find yourself at, and it's going to bring a beautiful security and power and financial side of you, financial side that you're going to have. It's also going to be quite good here, and it's going to require from you karmically to probably help someone, because there is somebody who is going to need a little bit of help around you, but that person is not going to come through. That person is not going to come forward. It is not the first person. It is not the person whom I started doing this reading with. This is a different person that is just going to require from you digging just a little bit deeper in order to find out who they are. But most certainly it's actually quite good, and it's wonderful, because it is just going to be an important moment in time when it comes to your own creativity, when it comes to the beginning of an important stage in your life, when it comes to the certain invention, when it comes to your own individuality, when it comes to your enterprise, when it comes to your own gain. It's the beginning of an absolutely meaningful experience that you are going to have by the end of this week, and that in itself, it's also going to give you a sense of adventure. Also, like every single time when you find yourself like around a stage or a period in your life, like on your journey, where you feel like a little bit like unusual, because you do not know the certain energy, you don't know how far you can go, you don't know how far you can push, and there is something that it's always kind of like stops you a little bit because of this uncertainty. Well, this time, this week, this is all going to be a different, and it's just going to be a little bit upside down in the best possible way, but this is also purely from the fact that you will be able to see and feel and sense your life from a completely different angle, and this is where beautiful realization is going to be on another hand, because it's going to make you really brave. It's going to also help you to realize about a certain swift activity and sudden progress, and change with a very slow process in your life, and that in itself is just going to rejuvenate you in every single way. It's very, very important to say that this is the time of rebirth and the time of advancement, but it's also going to need, it's going to require from you to make a necessary adjustments and to pay attention to the certain management and make a certain and necessary edits in your life in order to actually kind of like start this transformation, and also to go towards a victory and mental clarity, because this is all about you actually going on your own transition change, and basically it's all about the actual sacrifice that you are going to make, which is going to come through the certain readjustment, which is going to lead towards your own regeneration and rebirth. Very, very important moment in time, my gorgeous Taurinis. And now I'm just going to see what is your oracle card this week. You see, it's the courage. It is all about the courage. This is beautiful. Let me just tell you. Let me just tell you. You know what? You're gonna come across the situation this week where you're gonna feel like you haven't got enough courage. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Just go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Because the certain situation that is going to arise is going to surprise you, because it's going to provide you with a certain option that you wouldn't think that you would have at this stage in your life, at this stage in your journey, but just go for it. Every single time you have a courage to do something that you weren't had so far, this is going to bring you the world of opportunities indeed. That's your little secret, my gorgeous Taurinis. That's your little secret. When it comes to your health, my gorgeous Tauruses, this is just so important to say. It is the carrot juice, organic carrot juice. If you could drink, that would be fantastic, because you're going to find this rather beneficial in many different ways. Organic carrot juice is a must for you this week. On another hand, it is the vitamin D that you need to take. Maybe if you can expose yourself to the sun, that's fine, but if you can't, just try to take a natural supplement, vitamin D. Calcium and magnesium, also very important when it comes to your bones, very important when it comes to your skeleton. And on another hand, it is just quite significant for you to actually take something for your digestion, something for your stomach, because it is going to be, again, quite sensitive part when it comes to your health. So it's something for your digestion and for your stomach. I think it's very important, maybe if you could have like in the morning, like a friendly bacteria. You can have this in a yogurt, but you have other things that you can get actually friendly bacteria from. So this is something that is actually going to help you, because this week it's going to be important to get the good guys in and get rid of the bad guys which are inside here. Okay, so that's why it's just so important to take like the actual friendly bacteria when it comes to your own digestion, when it comes to your own stomach. But also on another hand, what I think is going to be quite important, if you could try to take like a smoothies like every single morning, and this is going to rejuvenate you in so many different ways, and it's going to regulate you as well. But also on another hand, it's going to boost your vitamins, it's going to boost your minerals, it's going to boost your nutrition in so many different ways. It would be quite important if you could have a raspberries, a blueberries, a goji berries, a strawberries, any berries that you could get and mix the very first thing in the morning. Please drink it the very first thing in the morning, because this is what your liver and kidney is also going to find quite beneficial, because it's going to work like a little filter. But on another hand, it's going to be very good for your stomach. So this is what I would do the very first thing in the morning. If you're on any other medications, if you are pregnant or if you are breastfeeding, I just need you to check with a doctor or with a GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. What else I was going to say, my gorgeous Taurine, is now for those of you that are in relationship, I need you to be careful. Your partner must be very careful, because there is some little bastard there is a little bastard going to be around your partner. And I say bastard because it's just like a basically somebody very naughty and somebody very bizarre and somebody who likes using people. So the way your partner will protect themselves is that they shouldn't start any negotiations this week. They shouldn't start anything new, and most certainly they shouldn't start, and they must not start something with someone in any form of way, like it's some kind of negotiation or some kind of new beginning, if they don't trust them, if they don't feel, if they think like, oh, I'm not too sure. No, just run. No, honestly, yeah, just basically, no. My advice is just to not to start anything this week, any business negotiations, just to wait for this week to pass. Okay, for those of you that are actually single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Taurinis, is just like I really like it, because it is just going to be a quiet group of people this week that you're going to find yourself around. But there is someone in particular that is just going to get your attention, and you will get that person's attention as well. But this is only the beginning of something very special that is going to start taking a central stage here. There is going to be an element of surprise, because you're going to find yourself being attracted to somebody who you wouldn't think that you would be normally attracted to. It's just slightly different person. But this is nothing unusual, my gorgeous Taurinis. You know why? Because it's your spirit is evolving like so much, and especially being in this year now, this is nothing unusual. So this is how things are going to start unfolding and evolving for you as well when it comes to people who come into your life, because they're all coming from a slightly higher point of view when it comes to your own spirituality, my gorgeous Taurinis. Okay, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Gemininis. My gorgeous Gemini, do you know, it's just like a basically weird dreams. This week you will have a weird dreams, strange dreams, and they will be very vivid, they will be very bizarre, they will be very strange, and each single dream is going to have something special for you to kind of think about. And even if dream is about something like cat and dog, you know, for example, even if your dream is about cat and dog, but it's strange, it's weird, it's bizarre, the meaning of that dream is going to be completely different. The meaning of that dream is going to mean that, you are about to get your power in 2 weeks time with an option that is going to surprise you, and it's going to become relevant to you from now on, within the next 2 weeks. So it all depends. But most certainly your dreams are going to be vivid because of your connection with your spirit guides, with your guardian angels, and with your subconscious mind is going to be able to stretch that much further. You will be able to find the benefits of the hermit mode, my gorgeous Gemininis, but this hermit mode, the benefits that you will find from, it's going to be relevant throughout the whole week. No, baby, no. I'm not saying that the whole week you are going to be like, oh God, I'm just going to be by myself. Oh, I'm going to be withdrawn from the situation. No, baby, I'm not saying this. I'm just saying that the whole week you're actually going to have the best benefits of the hermit mode, which means that subconsciously and consciously you will be able to go as far as you can. Like you will be able to go really, really far. And this is why your dreams are going to be so vivid. Your dreams are going to be very important because every single dream is going to have a little message for you. You may not realize straight away, but most certainly you will be able to sense the color of that dream in a very particular way. And that color is going to reflect on you so strongly, so beautifully, so sharply, in such an advanced way that later on in a day or later on in a week, it's going to make sense. Why did you dream this? Maybe you need to pay attention to this. Maybe you need to pay attention to that. The great revelation is going to be followed by at the end of all this, at around the end of the week. And the actual revelation is going to let you know completion is here, success, accomplishment, a reason for celebration, most certainly. And trust to yourself, trust for yourself, because as more you trust yourself, the more powerful you are going to be, in particular in this week with the power of the hermit mode. You must make sure that you trust yourself, because you're going to be flying on the wings of the most powerful angel all around the place. So that's why you need to use this absolutely wonderful opportunity, because it's about to activate you in so many different ways, but also it's all about the beginning that you wanted to do, you wanted to have, you wanted to start, you wanted to be a part of for such a long time, okay? And also the beginning of this week, it's going to make you feel quite nostalgic, and it's just going to have a strong connection with your childhood and with the past times, with the good times, with the good moments. And that in itself, it's also going to be a significant moment in time because of the two reasons. The reason number one, it's just like someone in your life from the past is going to need your help. Someone who you didn't see in a long time really needs your help, okay? And on another hand, another thing is just about a reflection, something from the past you forgot to do, you forgot to use, you forgot to take with yourself. Something is missing. Geminini, something is missing from the past, because you do things, you're happy, you're excited, you are delighted, you are successful, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're sexy, you're all these things, my gorgeous Gemininis, but something is missing. The little part of you left behind, you need to go back there, take it, bring it back, and bring it into this life, because it's about to bring you a mind-blowing illumination. It's all about you using this as the missing puzzle, as the realization, which is going to lead towards the actual reflection of the problem. There's something that is being slowing you down to the point where you just got a little bit stuck, because not that you don't trust yourself, because you're afraid of the certain outcome, okay? This is going to be the actual moment in time that is going to help you with this reflection. It's not about a missing puzzle only, but it's going to help you with this particular reflection. And that, my gorgeous Gemininis, is going to make you feel really brave. It's going to make you feel really strong and very powerful. And that is going to be an important new stage when it comes to you, my gorgeous Gemini. And that new stage that you are going to have is just going to be so good, because on one hand, it is going to help you to kind of like take one step further when it comes to being brave, when it comes to making a certain investment, when it comes to making a certain start, when it comes to kind kind of going towards the direction that you didn't even expect it's going to be there just yet. It is all about bringing that little bit of future planning just a little bit closer to us here in a slightly shorter period of time to what you have actually expected. And that is the moment of creativity. That is the moment of power. That is the moment when you're going to get the greatest little promise into your life. This is so good because you will come to terms with something very important. And I say this because it's all about some kind of enslavement and trickery. You were tricked. You will realize that you were maybe tricked into the little situation that was prolonged slightly longer. Trust yourself. Be yourself. You are amazing. I said this millions of times. You're so clever. You're so powerful. You're very strong. You're one of the strongest signs out there. You can work under so much pressure. You can achieve things under the greatest pressure there is. In fact, as more pressure you have, the more powerful you are. But let me tell you something. Once you start something very subconsciously and very mindishly like that, it is just so significant because it is always seems to be the right thing. It is always seems to come from the deepest place within you, my gorgeous Gemini, which is most certainly going to help you and make you to shine the brightest little star that there actually is. This is why you need to be you. This is why you need to trust yourself, because especially with you, my gorgeous Geminis, there comes so much of the actual unfoldment. Not only you will release yourself from the actual chains, from the karmic change, from the enslaved situation, but it's this absolutely wonderful realization that you are going to have and realize about the certain restrictions. And that, my Gemini, is the moment when you will have fantastic success, fantastic achievement, fantastic realization. And it's all about the actual focus that it's going to come through, and it's going to provide you with the realization that you did the right thing. That is going to boost your power. That is going to boost your confidence, and that is going to be directly responsible for you making and having an absolutely mind-blowing vision, my gorgeous Gemini. You are going to have a mind-blowing vision, and this is all coming through your own hard work, from your own journey, from the fact that you stuck to your own guns, you will just keep going and keep going and keep going, even when you thought that it's not right, even when you were scared or uncertain. Now this is an unfoldment of a really beautiful and nice success that you are going to have. The beautiful moment in time when it comes to the actual transformation, but it's also all going to be about your own gain, advancement, what you expected, but it's going to go on a whole new level. Wonderful and very important time, my gorgeous Geminis, in many different ways. Let's see what is your oracle card. Let's see what is your oracle card. Okay, my gorgeous Geminis. Oh, I've got the power. I got the power. This is your old school here. This is your, look at this. It's the power. Your oracle card is the power. Go for it, Gemini. Whatever you do, whatever you want to do, wherever you want to go, whatever you want to achieve, go for it. Go for it. You may have a little bit of difficult talk this week with somebody, okay? But you will do really well. Don't be scared. Don't fear of anything, my gorgeous, or anyone, my gorgeous Geminis. You are very, very powerful. In particular, this week. Okay, what else I was going to say is just that basically when it comes to your health, listen Linda, listen. No, when it comes to your health, it's just like you need to drink as much water as you can. No juices, no squashes, no sparkling water, like just natural water. You need to drink as much as natural water as you possibly can, because it is going to be the certain amount of toxins that you're going to need to get rid of. The best way to get rid of the toxins, one of the best ways to get rid of the toxins out of your system, out of your body, the toxins can can come from everywhere. It could be from alcohol, it could be from smoke, it could be from cigarettes, it could be from every single food, because the most of the foods that we actually eat, it's not even natural anymore. They're able to make salad with a droplet of water. You believe me or not, but this is true, and it's scary. And this is why, because we eat lots of chemicals, we end up with these nasty toxins. Anyway, so that's why I just want to say to you to drink as much water as you can, because this is going to be very helpful and very beneficial when it comes to my gorgeous Gemininis. And also, if you could have a chamomile tea every single day, a chamomile tea, it's going to be very good for your stomach, it's going to be very good for your digestion, and also the dose of B vitamins would be quite beneficial. Or please at least eat like a vitamins, eat food that is actually high and rich with the B vitamins, because on one hand this is going to help you with the sensitive digestive system, and on another hand it's going to help you with your little stress levels that you're actually going to have this week. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, or you need to check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. For those of you in relationship, it is just an important message that you're both going to have. The message that you're both going to have, it's going to help you to realize the light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to the slow, annoying, stupid and boring process, because that is going to help you to have and create a new starting point when it comes to your own swift activity change indeed. Okay, so for those of you that are actually single and ready to mingy, my Gemininis, this is so important. You are not going to meet the love of your life this week, but let me tell you, it's just as important. It's as important as you would, because it is the certain creativity that is going to be very strong throughout this week. All you need to do is follow your creativity. Your creativity is going to give you lots of ideas when it comes to being very optimistic. There's a letter T for Toto. T for Toto, okay? Letter T, it's going to be very relevant and very significant, but most certainly it is going to be the beginning of the process that is going to take place, that is going to put you in touch with certain people. And these people are also going to be very important and relevant when it comes to you meeting someone else. So again, this is the second time I'm seeing this, the part of the process that is going to come from a surprise, from an element of a surprise, but it's going to take you somewhere really wonderful. So this week it's going to be directly responsible for you being in touch with certain people, certain group of people that are going to be direct product of you following your own creativity and being as open-minded as you can. And that is going to be very, very important moment here. Very, very important. You will see exactly what I mean, my gorgeous Gemininis, indeed. Okay, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Cancerini. My gorgeous Cancerians, it is just basically an absolutely wonderful moment in time. Do you know why? It is just like, I'm not surprised that people are gonna be very deep and very emotional this week. Okay, very deep and very emotional, but not in a bad way. This is purely direct from the fact of the numbers in numerology that we have this week, because the numerology way, you see, is the 13th and the 19th that we are talking about. The start of the week is the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and the end of the week is on the 19th. It's all about a very deep stage, very deep process that we are going through our own transformation. So this is why it's going to push us, and it's going to make us to dig just a little bit deeper, and it is just going to reflect on you in the first couple of days. You're just gonna like kind of blame yourself for something. You're just gonna kind of be upset with yourself with something, you know, with a certain stage. Like when it comes to disappointment, okay, it's life. This is actually going to be brilliant, because it's going to help you to reflect on your life in a different way. But the bottom line is that something that happened in the last 10 months, something that you weren't too happy about, something that you weren't too excited about, the progress in your life that affected you and reflected in you in such a way that it does just kind of like slowed you down a little bit. it caused you a little bit of problems and negativity, and that on another hand prevented you to achieve your own full potential. You're very sensitive, you're very powerful, and you're very strong signs in many different ways. Your emotions are your power, and this is why I'm saying that if you are like emotionally kind of stuck and something kind of prevents your progress, this is the illuminating moment in time, very strong and very powerful, because the first couple of days that you are going to have this week are going to actually completely rejuvenate you, because it is going to bring that disappointment feeling, something that happened within the last 10 months that didn't make you happy because it didn't give you the progress that you could actually have or that you wanted to have. But this is so good, because on another hand, it's actually going to bring that back, and that it's going to require from you to it's going to make you, and it's going to start a certain invocation. And that invocation that you are going to start, it's also going to be the beginning of your rebirth. And it's immediately going to make you very radiant. And that is already going to start an unfolding process, which is coming directly through your own journey, through your own karma, through your own things, through your own feelings, through your own emotions. And it's bringing the whole new harmony in. And that harmony is not only marking a very important completion, but it's also going to start a new beginning, new passion, new power. It's going to take a central stage, and suddenly you're going to find yourself like being very creative, being very happy, being very excited, and that in itself it's also going to expand and it's going to enhance your mind when it comes to your optimism, your excitement for learning new ideas, learning new directions, learning new options. It is all about the expansion. Those 2 days, the first 2 days, are going to be crucial, because you don't even have to do anything. You don't have to connect to anything. This is all about the stages and about your life and about your spiritual journey, reaching an important process that you're going to start, and 7 months later it's going to be mind-blowing indeed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So August 2020. I'm not saying that you have to wait until August 2020. Please don't get me wrong. But the August 2020 is going to have a direct actual impact from whatever is happening in this moment in time now. And August 2020 is going to be brilliant, because it's going to be the moment in time when the actual expansion is going to take place. Your life is going to take and it's going to go on the whole next level, a whole new journey. But also it's just so important to actually go for it. There is a certain spiritual moment going to also happen when it comes to your own reflection, when it comes to learning something that you are going to learn. It's going to go a long way. And this is your little magic secret, little magic potion. It's like a little magic potion you're going to have. Whatever comes to you, whatever travels to you like some kind of learning experience, this is a sacred moment in time, especially where this is coming from, and you just need to go for. So you could be like the main boss somewhere, the manager or whatever. Let's say you're the manager in the shop somewhere, and so now you think that you know absolutely everything, but then suddenly you just find yourself like thinking, you find yourself being along your spiritual journey, and then suddenly you're looking at some certain product and thinking, oh my god, I don't know how to do this. I should learn a bit more about this certain product, even if it's something about a certain product that you don't know. My point is that it doesn't matter how big this expansion is, it doesn't matter how big this learning experience is. This is going to come in many different ways, shapes or forms, and it's because it's bringing you a healing and harmony, and it's going to activate you like in a wonderful way of your own creativity, which is going to lead you towards your own subconscious vision that you wanted and you planned for such a long time. So you just have to trust yourself. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. And somebody's also going to try to control you this week. Somebody's going to try to irritate you and agitate you a little bit, but just remember, rise above any little conflict, rise above any little like negativity, because this is also going to be the part of the process, the part of the test that you're actually going to need to go through. It's very, very, very important, because you are going to do really well. It's going to be absolutely brilliant, and I know that you're going to avoid this argument, this conflict, and that is going to be absolutely incredible because you will surprise yourself in the best possible way, and that in itself is going to help you to make a decision, with an indecisive moments in your life, but it's also going to be the greatest moment in time when it comes to your own spiritual awakening. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful indeed. On another hand, what else I was going to say is just like the actual justice. This is also going to be the week for justice. If you've been waiting for justice, sorry. If you have been waiting for certain justice, if you have been waiting for someone to make some kind of decision for you or something like that, so this is going to be really brilliant because you're going to feel good. It's going to be very fair. You're going to have a really big smile on your face at the same time, and it's bringing you such a wonderful vibration into your sign, and it's also at the same time going to be the proper reward after hard work that you are going to have. And also pay attention to the beautiful balance that is going to come through at the same time, because there's going to be a wonderful advice that you are going to have. The wonderful advice that you are going to have, it's going to help you so much to make an important decision. And it is going to be the step in the right direction, my gorgeous Cancerinis. It's most certainly going to be the step in the right direction. So I'm just going to see what is your oracle card, my gorgeous Cancerini. As well, look at this. I've got the power. Bam, 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 bam. You see this? Power. This is beautiful. The same message for you is the actual, you've got a power. This is important. This is important for you to refresh. This is important for you to remember. This is important for you to know. This is important for you to engrave into your mind, into your memory, into your conscious and subconscious, whatever you want it. It's important because you will come across the situation this week where you're going to feel, oh God, I don't know what to do. I don't want to. Yes, you can do it. Just go for it. You will be tricked into the little situation and that situation is going to trick you in a way where you're going to think like that you don't have a necessary experience or relevant experience to go for that, like an absolutely important stage in your life. Well, you do. Just remember, you've got a sacred power this week. Just remember, Cancerini. Okay, so now I'm just going to basically tell you about your health. Now, this is quite significant when it comes to your health. Please, your skin in general is going to be very sensitive. Avoid any chemicals putting on your body. So if you can leave... if you can have a natural body lotions, a natural shower gels, natural soaps, instead of chemicals, it would be wonderful. On another hand, also body lotions, natural, okay? And in such a sense, if you can eat it, then you can put it on your skin. Do you know what I mean? It needs to be like that. And also aluminium-free deodorants. Avoid horrible, vile deodorants that are with aluminium. Disgusting. This is what the society made us believe. Horrible, horrid, that we need to block our pores, which is ridiculously, it's outrageously dangerous. Okay, I'd rather smell than block my pores. Well, not really, but do you know what I mean? Blocking your pores is just so dangerous. It's unbelievable. So that's why I'm saying that, because you're gonna have a quite sensitive skin, just make sure that you're using aluminium-free deodorants, okay? And also make sure that inside your mouth that you're using natural toothpaste, aloe vera and tea tree, and natural mouthwash, aloe vera and tea tree, without fluoride, 100% without fluoride, because fluoride is vile. So that's what I need you to do. And also because of the sensitivity inside your mouth, inside your gums also, and vitamin C. Strong dose of vitamin C is highly advisable. And when I advise vitamin C, you know what I say? Organic acerola cherry powder. Sorry, if you can take in the morning, the very first thing in the morning, 1 teaspoon, and that is going to help you to rejuvenate you, to boost your immune system, but also it's going to help you with your healing inside your mouth, with your gums, because in general your skin everywhere is going to be a little bit sensitive. So this is something that I highly recommend. If you're on any other medication, if you are pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, just for the actual organic acerola cherry powder, just check with your doctor or GP. But also vitamin D, quite relevant is to take, vitamin D and calcium as well. Needs to be natural, okay? And just check with your doctor or GP if you're on any other medications. And I need you to take calcium and vitamin D just to protect your bones because of its sensitivity throughout this week. For those of you that are actually in relationship, this is an important moment in time that your partner is just going to be going through some kind of little emotional confusion. Just to remember that your partner will be going through a little emotional confusion, but it's nothing to do with a kind of them. It's just something that will cause to them. Maybe they're worrying about a certain person in their life, like a certain family member, and that is just kind of going to cloud their mind just a little bit throughout this week. Make a little surprise for them, take them something, do something a little bit different. This is quite nice to do some kind of element of surprise, or buy them something. Or on the other hand, just make sure that your partner also doesn't plan something important this week, doesn't start any important negotiation, because they're not going to feel themselves 100%. So that's something that I would like to advise. Sorry, a week later will be fantastic, but this week just basically just to step away from the situation a little bit. For those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Cancerinis, it is more about a certain accomplishment that you're going to be focusing this week. It's about a certain accomplishment, and it's very important to just also be as social as possible, because this week it's important when it comes to your own success, when it comes to your own power, when it comes to that direction. But then again, on another hand, this is going to take you and push you towards a completely different dimension. That dimension that you are going to find yourself at, it's also going to make you feel very attracted to the certain new groups of peoples and the new directions and the new areas. And this is where the things are going to become very interesting, my gorgeous Cancerinis. All I can say to you now, just try to go out this week, try to make yourself available, and try to be as open-minded as you can. You will see exactly what I was talking about very, very soon. Okay, so the next sign, before I do this, I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee. Okay, just a second. Bam, bada, bada, bam, bam, dun, 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 dun. Singing boosts your vibration. Singing is boosting your vibration. It's boosting my vibration, especially if you're singing something that you really like. It's fantastic. Just a second, sorry. I hope I don't have a coffee on my lips. Okay. This is because I'm having a new coffee. Freshly ground coffee, please. Freshly ground coffee. Don't take those those freeze-dried coffee. It's just terrible. It's full of chemicals. I said this before. Just freshly ground coffee. It's just the best for you while we can still buy it. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, and my beautiful, my absolutely the most gorgeous Leonis. My gorgeous Leos, it is just so good. Like, I think karmically, this is your reward week. You are entering a reward week. I just like the fact how honest you are. I like the fact how hardworking you are. I like the fact how beautiful and sharp you are at the same time. But also even more, I like it how confident you are. But also I like how how you honestly, you just do things that are just so beautiful and so honest. And I love the way Leonis are honest. The reason why I say all this is because you are having a very important week when it comes to your own rewards through your own karma. You have been very honest. You have been very conscious. You have been doing really well when it comes to the certain people in your life that mean to you so much, that mean to you a lot. I think that you have been giving a lot and giving a lot and giving a lot and giving a lot. You also remind me on one of the signs that I read before, like a Taurinis, my gorgeous Taurus. This is just such a beautiful part of you. Very important and very significant energy that you actually have. It's all about your own honesty, and it's all about you just being very optimistic. It's all about you doing lots of things, for other people and just leaving yourself behind. somebody is always watching out there. Somebody always knows this. There is always the spirit guide that's there. There is always the certain amount of karma that you do, certain amount of karma that you make. Everything we'll do, it takes us far away. Everything we think, it takes us to the certain point. Everything we decide, we don't even have to say it. It just starts the certain process. It starts the certain invocation. It starts the certain beginning. So the fact that some people think, oh yeah, I'm just going to think like that person is a bastard, that person is ugly, that person is horrible. Don't do this, because even if you don't say this to people, it is all about the balance of energy that you have. You don't need to say this, but you're already creating this negativity. You're already creating this nonsense, and that gets back at you, gets back on you. Why? Because it's not good. It's bad. It is not good to talk about people in such a bad way. And until you learn and realize that it's nothing about a look, for example, I'm just taking this as an example. Once you realize your own lesson, you're not going to reach that particular point, that certain stage. Okay, my point is, Leonis, I'm not saying that you were saying around that people are ugly. Do you know what I mean? My point is that it is just you whatever you did in the last, but in particular 24 months, you have been giving a lot to other people. You have been taking care of other people. I don't know whether you realize this or not. I don't know, but it is just complete opposite when it comes to you. So all that you were doing, it was just from the purest essence of your own self, from the deepest version of your own self, from the highest point of your own spirituality. You were able to have the highest point of a spiritual point of view and look at your situation from a completely different angle, so unselfishly. Many times you have put other people onto pedestal. Did I pronounce that correctly? But you were just basically, you took care of the people before you would actually take care of your own self. Absolutely fantastic. This is the fact, and this is very important process and progress in every single Leon's life. My gorgeous Leonis indeed. My point is, this is an absolutely ridiculously powerful week that you're actually going to have when it comes to your own transformation, when it comes to your own beginning, when it comes to your own power, when it comes to your own reward, when it comes to the certain surprise, when it comes to the certain wheel of fortune that you're going to have connected to the first 2 or 3 days at the beginning of the week. There is a wheel of fortune that is just going to come back at you right towards the end of the week, and that wheel of fortune is also going to bring you a hope, faith. It's going to confirm something to you, okay? It's going to bring you an absolutely mind-blowing inspiration, but also time to go for it. It is all about your mind, what you already started, the certain process, the certain journey when it comes to your own success. Follow your own uniqueness. You're very unique. You take certain unique thing about you and you just take it somewhere completely different. But the fact that you have been so honest and so like selfless. No, not selfish. Selfless, that's not the one I meant. You were not selfish, anything but selfish, complete opposite of selfish you were. And this is just absolutely creating a mind-blowing moment in time when it comes to you, my gorgeous Leonis, because this is what I'm saying. That is going to bring you the peak of all this week and all this unfoldment and situations that you are going to have at around the end of this week, which is going to provide you with a wheel of fortune. And that wheel of fortune is going to make you realize something. It's going to confirm something to you. You will be part of the group of people. You will be part of the situation. You will be part of the process, not necessarily a group of people, but part of the certain process that you wouldn't normally be. And this is where the beauty and magic is going to be waiting for you in the form of an absolutely mind-blowing reward. It's all about the optimism that you're going to have at the same time, but also something that you wanted to do in such a long time. It's most certainly going to take place, but in a sense of a progress, final progress, which is on another hand going to give you such an important satisfaction. And also it is going to be the wheel of fortune moment that you're going to have, and it is going to require from you kind of to make a very important decision like really quickly, but it's not going to be time to think. And it's not going to be time to like a slow down or anything like that. In fact, you will make a certain decision and you will begin the certain process without even doing it, without even starting it, without even formally making any changes. So this is why you just have to like completely be as open-minded as you can, and this is going to lead towards the actual opportunity at around the end of this week. And that opportunity, it's going to be so good, but it's also going to be kind of requiring from you to be part of the certain invitation as well. And this is so good because it's all about the advancement, something that you wanted to do in a long time. You're going to find something very attractive about this in many different ways indeed, but that in itself, it's going to be all about the actual something very appealing to you. But remember, it's to do with your own uniqueness, it's to do with you, it's to do with what you want to do, it's to do with you, an expansion of yourself, it's to do with you being true to yourself, it's to do with you being honest to yourself, honest with yourself. Okay, and this is where the whole magic is going to lie. Letter A, as in the first letter of alphabet, it's also going to be very relevant here, okay? And it's the beginning that is just going to be absolutely mind-blowing, but most certainly it's all about a certain advancement that you are going to have, and also it's about a request, challenge. You're going to find a challenging situation. Do not bring yourself down because you're going to do absolutely well. It is about a certain proposition and proposal that you will have that is just going to be completely connected to the end of this particular week. This is going to be so good because it's going to help you to show yourself, to show your skills, and just trust yourself, because you're going to be at your most powerful self this week. And this is going to provide you with a vision, but this is not just any vision. This is all about the confirmation that a very big step, very big change, very big option, very big turnover in your life, it's about to start to manifest indeed. But this is all part of the very big process, and this is going to make you very successful and very much so secure in many different ways when it comes to your own personal security indeed. And this is also going to be a direct cause of your own transformation when it comes to the actual advancement, but also when it comes to like you achieving something huge and making very big changes, very massive changes, very big changes, like when it comes to your life, you know, your living arrangements and things like that. The bottom line is that financially this is going to be brilliant, and most certainly it is going to be step in the right direction. This is so good because also on another hand, it is about the actual big change that you will be able to do, start with your own edit when it comes to your own home. And that is going to be so important. You're going to feel great honor about yourself, and people are going to feel like really good about you as well. People who mean to you so much. And that is going to be the greatest success that you could possibly have, because most certainly this is the time of the actual transition. This is the time of change. This is the time of readjustment and rebirth. But it is going to require from you to actually sacrifice a certain thing, like to make a certain edit and adjustment. And you will do this, you will make this just by trusting yourself, and do not bring yourself down, because the power of your thoughts, thinking is going to be mind-blowing. And you just have to follow your bliss by following your own creativity, by doing things that you want to do, because someone is going to try to trick you into thinking this week also like you can't do something. Someone is going to try to bring you down, not in a bad way necessarily, but purely because they can't understand the whole situation, your own path. We can only understand our own path in our own way, through our own reflections. So sometimes there are certain people, certain spirits around us to kind of try to make us to actually think in a slightly different way, and that makes us to think slightly differently, and that helps us to kind of like change the direction a little bit. And it can be a good thing sometimes, because we can just like dig a little bit deeper, and as more that we deep, the more illumination we are actually going to create. But the bottom line is that someone is going to try to maybe confuse you a little bit. This is going to be the general feeling, but it's going to be brilliant, it's going to be fine, because this is also going to be an amazing moment in time, because it's not only the whole new promise you're going to realize about your self-realization, but most certainly it's going to lead towards your own Wake up call. Wake up call when it comes to your own success. Wake up call when it comes to your own power. And an advice from somebody very, very important in your life, it's also going to take place. An advice from somebody very genuine, very beautiful, very like a family orientated person, you know, somebody like that, somebody who has got this beautiful feeling and beautiful energy about them, you know, like family orientated person, you know, like, so basically somebody like that, somebody who is like family orientated but also at the same time very successful, very powerful, very nice, very beautiful, very gentle in many different ways. So there is an advice that person is going to have as well for you, and this advice is going to help you so much, especially when it comes to the actual some kind of unsatisfied desires or some kind of unsatisfied stage in your life that didn't actually take a progress or process as quick as you would want to. You wanted to. This is going to take a very interesting stage after you take this advice, after you get this advice, because it's also going to start process of a wonderful swift change of a very slow, of a very stale and very annoying process in your life. But this is so much to do with already kind of like some decision that you made when it comes to making huge changes in your life. But hey, you know, we can't just sometimes just forget about everything and just do what we want to do. Sometimes we have responsibilities. We have to make sure that we are doing the right things so that we are not selfish and things like that. Most certainly you are not. You're the least selfish. But this is the week of your progress, because you will also see what you were working on, what you are doing, what you're working on. It was good, and especially with those things that felt a little bit uncertain that you were paying attention to and putting your energy towards, and now it's going to be the beautiful swift change which you're going to have, and this is going to be everything to you. This realization, it's going to be everything to you, and most certainly it's actually going to provide you with a little hermit moment, you know, little hermit moment that you're going to have this week. It's going to be very important because it's just going to boost your radiance, and it's going to require from you to spend like about a half a day by yourself on your own, and that moment is going to be very strong and very powerful, because it is just going to begin and start the process of an unfoldment. And what is actually going to be revealed to you through your hermit moment is that there is actually going to be a readjustment that you need to make, a little readjustment that you need to make. On one hand, your hermit moment is going to confirm you that you were on the right path, especially with those things that you were uncertain because maybe somebody made you feel like no, you're not. So that is going to be one thing. But on another hand, it's also going to be very important moment in time that it's going to be revealed to you. Your hermit moment is going to provide you with a vision and with the accomplishment, with the realization of your own accomplishment, which is just going to happen at exactly the same time, because this is going to be the beginning of an absolutely amazing, mind-blowing creativity in your life, especially when it comes to the beginning of a very, very meaningful experience. This hermit moment is going to help you to decide what to do with this beginning of a very meaningful experience, and it's going to be very mind-blowing, and it's going to be very important moment in time for you, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. Okay. Oh gosh, you see. Bum, ba, ba, bum, bum, bum. Okay, your oracle card is freedom, freedom, freedom. Ba-da, 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 ba-bam. I love George Michael. That's freedom, ba-da, ba-da, freedom. I love George Michael because lots of people don't even understand how amazing this man was, and this is because he was giving lots of money to people, to charities and people that he didn't want people to know about this, you see. And this is incredible, because I know what he was doing. He was incredible, not only an artist and singer, but also he was an incredible person. Probably channeling him now. Hello, darling. Anyway, yeah, so basically this is it. You see, freedom, this is amazing because it is just all about follow your bliss, follow your bliss, follow what you want to do. Don't get confused this week. Don't get blocked. Don't get stopped. Just follow your bliss. Follow what you want to do, my gorgeous Leonis. That is your spiritual key. Following what you want to do, even if it's the oddest, the weirdest, the bizarrest, it's going to be the key to your success. Okay? And also, when it comes to your health, my gorgeous Leonis, this is very important when it comes to your own health. You say, please try to avoid, I'm not saying you're drinking, but try to avoid as much as alcohol as you can if you're drinking. Try to avoid as much as smoking if you're smoking, because you're going to be quite sensitive this week when it comes to these things. But also in particular, I'm also going to need you to kind of like make sure that you're taking calcium, magnesium, and zinc. Very important 3 supplements to take: calcium, magnesium to help you with your bones, with your muscles, zinc to help you with your own, like to boost your immune system. And it's very good for cold and flu. Cold and flu, that is going to be quite relevant here. An organic acerola cherry powder. Every single morning, organic acerola cherry powder. I said millions of times, go for it, because it's a natural form of vitamin C, okay, and vitamin D as well for your bones. So you've got quite a few things going. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor or GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay. On another hand, your for those of you that are actually in relationship, you know, it's actually really good, because there is some kind of struggle that you both had, that you were both going through. It's actually coming to an end, which is brilliant. The certain struggle that you both had, it's coming to an end, and that's brilliant, because it's also going to be the beginning of a change and of an option that is going to become relevant to you both that you didn't have before. Very good indeed. For those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Leonis, for those of you that are single and ready to mingy, stranger in the night, Leonis in the morning, na 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 na, stranger in the night. You know, this is wonderful. I think it's just like a very important process, very important progress with someone is actually going to start. I think something started slowly already. Perhaps you just saw someone, you caught each other's eye, you know, like, but most certainly there is some kind of like a very important progress that is going to take place. It may have a few different stages, like a first like a friendy, and a little bit more somebody like a bit of my friend maybe first, which is just going to grow into something bit more later. But most certainly this is going to become quite evident this week when it comes to the certain harmonious energy in between you and somebody else, my gorgeous Leonis. Okay, so now before the Virgolini starts, I'm just gonna go and I will come back in 1 second. Okay. I'm going to come back in just 1 second, just 1 second. Bam, bam, bam. I'm gonna come back in just 1 second, just 1 second. Okay, I will be 1 second. I'm back. Hello. Oh God, I don't know what that was. Well, I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. My gorgeous Virgolinis, this is your moment in time, of course. My gorgeous Virgolinis, do you know what? It is just going to start so weird. This week it is going to be all about the return of the energy that you didn't have in a while. The return of the energy that is just going to shake you up in such a beautiful and wonderful way. And it's most certainly going to give you such an important boost of creativity. This is all coming at the right moment, at the right time, through an absolutely mind-blowing, perfect harmony. That harmony that you are going to have is going to be directly responsible for you feeling rather vavavomish in many different ways when it comes to you finally and suddenly kind of having the greatest awakening you had in a long time. The actual direct result of the greatest awakening that you had in a long time, it's most certainly going to happen right at the beginning of this week, right on the first day. And I like it so much because it's just going to give you a boost of confidence, a boost your power, which is just going to enhance your creativity to an absolutely enormous levels. And once, Virgolinis, I said this before, once you have this perfect amount of spiritual energy and everything else just correct, you are going to be most certainly on top of the world. On top of the world. What does that mean? Well, that means that you will be able to stretch so far with your own mind and see your life from an absolutely highest and most significant and most powerful and the strongest and beautiful spiritual point of view you had in a long time. That is going to give you an amazing boost of confidence, which is going to enhance, as I said, your own creativity. That in itself, it's also going to immediately going to help you to make a decision. It's a very tricky, because the certain quite clingy stage of your life, quite uncertain stage of your life, quite bizarre way of a stage of your life that was affecting you, and it requires from you emotionally to kind of go through it, emotionally to reach the certain stage of the actual peak of the power of your own bravery, of your own feelings, of your own emotions, in order to direct you, to confirm to you that it's time to actually make an important decision. It is about bravery, it is about the advancement, it is about the success, it is about the accomplishment, it's about the return of this energy that is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, that is just going to create one bubble, one spiritual bubble that you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, are going to be traveling throughout this week. This spiritual bubble is going to be very, very powerful, and it's also going to provide you with all sorts of opportunities, with all sorts of advancements, with all sorts of new starts and new beginnings, but especially when it comes to unknown. You can absolutely do all sorts of things this week, and you're going to do great, because purely this is a rather important moment in time of your own unfoldment and of your own karma and the things that you have gone through. things that you have been maybe blamed for, things that you have kind of like been very brave about, things that you have been very deep about. My God, this is so wise and this is so deep. Virgolinis, you're very clever, you're very smart, you're very intelligent, you're very sharp. Sometimes people can take you in the wrong way. Sometimes people can say like, oh yeah, an arrogant or horrible or cold or weird, you know. Sometimes people can take you in a completely wrong way, and they don't even understand, these people, the consequences that they're making at the same time, because you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, are very strong and are very powerful. And sometimes that can give out this particular energy that people can think that you're like kind of undestroyable, that you're like really, really thick as the thickest ice, you know, and things like that. Not necessarily that you're bad or anything, but I'm just saying that this is just going to be like very much so connected to the moment in time. My bottom line is this week is the return of the beautiful energy of your own reward and spirituality when it comes to your own advancement. And it's purely down to the fact when maybe you were blamed for something that you shouldn't have in the past 12, 24 months. Maybe some people or certain person had a kind of wrong picture about you, and that kind of affected you in a certain way, because sometimes when people think about us, we basically we can affect, this energy can affect us, you know. Sometimes people can think about us in a bad way, this energy can affect us. Sometimes people can think about us in a good way, this energy can really affect us, because it can travel to us, and it depends how strong people are, where it's coming from, you know, actually are. So that's why I'm saying that this is so much to do with a certain confusion, with a certain not greatest understanding of somebody else who actually is or was in your life, that it's just actually had a slightly different or slightly wrong or slightly bizarre or slightly uneven picture around you, about you, but you just kind of, even not that you didn't bother to explain, but it was just like kind of you made a certain decision in your mind already, because you went all beyond that. You try to explain your situation, you try to explain your spiritual journey, but it seems like this particular person in particular couldn't kind of understand. So that's why this is going to be the return of an absolutely wonderful energy, and maybe it all boils down to you having patience. It is all about the patience that you had. My Virgolinis, this is an important stage, an important unfoldment, an important energy, because it looks like you were taking certain negativity from the certain person or certain people for such a long time. You were taking, and there was maybe like a wrong picture around you or about you created. The wrong picture that was painted was presenting you in the wrong way, and you know that wasn't you. You know that this is not how you feel, you know that this is not how you act, you know that this was not part of your spiritual journey. But this is just so important, because you had a certain level of understanding, and you were all this time, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you were under the certain test with this. So now this is an important week, because also this is going to come back at you, and most certainly it's going to help you to reach a peak of your actual radiance. The bottom line is, karmically, this is going to be mind-blowing, because you were patient, and this is all about your justice. This is all about your reward. This is all about the return of the certain balance. And the way this is going to happen, you will receive a justice this week, and you're going to need this so much, because only once you realize that justice is yours, it's you. Justice is yours. This is going to create an important balance, and that balance is at the same time going to create an absolutely mind-blowing healing energy. And watch for the advice that you are going to have. So it's not only justice that you're going to have, it's not only that you're going to reach the peak of your creativity, but this is going to make you realize that your life is also about to have an absolutely mind-blowing turning point. Mind-blowing turning point that you're actually going to have. But it's also all about the bravery, all about the power, all about the unfoldment and activation that started at the same time, that is going to start the beginning of your own rebirth. And it's going to be the wake-up call that you are going to have, and you're going to make an important decision here. This is so good, because also this is pretty much so a lot to do with a certain toxic people in your life, certain toxic people in your life that started having a negative impact or negative influence on you, and this was going on for a while, and this was not really fair, because as I said, it's just kind of painted you in a completely different picture. So this is all about you moving on from the certain stage, and most certainly it's about the actual new beginning that you're going to have here. This is so important, because as I said, the justice you will have, and also an invitation and opportunity that you will have this week, my gorgeous Virgolinis. It's going to be absolutely incredible. The opportunity that you are going to have, it's going to require from you to dig a little bit deeper, to work a little bit harder, to stay. I'm not saying that you didn't work hard, but there is some kind of unfoldment going to happen here through the actual hard work and staying committed to the task at hand, which means there will be an important starting point that you will have this week. But you need to remember, whatever you start, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you need to finish. Whatever you start this week, you need to finish, because at the same time you will be tested, because you're going to have a highly transformational period and stage, and you're going to be tested in such a way where you're going to start an important task that is not going to seem that important, but you're going to be tested in a way where you need to just make sure that you stay committed to the task at hand. Okay, stay committed, because you're going to kind of be tested in a way where someone is going to try to take your attention away from an absolutely mind-blowing, ridiculously important, powerful, beautiful, amazing stage in your life, which is about to take place here. So it's important to stay committed to the task at hand indeed, but most certainly the motivation that you are going to have as well, it's going to come to the person that knows you really well, who is also going to confirm something to you, an important stage, and it's coming from the person who knows you really well, and who is also going to give you the certain suggestion, which is going to come through as a certain advice, and most certainly it is also going to be directly important stage and process when it comes to your own victory and mental clarity. This is going to be absolutely brilliant, and it's just going to shake your energy so beautifully, and it's just going to be the return of that stage that was a long time gone for you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, and that stage was affecting you in a way where you were losing energy, and you felt like a little bit dried out when it comes to your own energy, you know, in many different ways, and you would like maybe work and you would feel like your energy levels were like oh my god, something is affecting your energy levels, something is affecting your energy level. So this is why this is an important stage when it comes to the return of these energy levels, and that to you, my Virgolinis, it's going to be an important stage, and your eyes are going to be completely open here, and it's so good because it's all about the request. Certain request you will have, you know, and it's going to be brilliant. That request that you will have, it's not going to mean like too much, it's not going to mean like too huge or anything, but it's coming with an element of surprise, because it's all about the completion, okay, traveling, okay, practicality, security, okay, and power. On another hand, an important news at the same time, it's going to slide through, and it's going to confirm that it's okay to invest, and you will know what this investment is going to mean. You will know what this investment is going to be. On another hand, you know, it's just all about the actual practicality that you actually gonna find yourself through things that you love doing, through things that are relaxing you, through things that you love like kind of connecting to. It's all about practicality, what you like doing, where you would like to find yourself at. It's an important week also when it comes to your way of thinking. The way you think, you need to think in a positive and optimistic way throughout this week, and that is also going to reflect on you with the beautiful options and realizations, rather than bringing you down and just slowing you down. This process is going to help you to have your own swift activity and change, especially when it comes to the stage of your life that you know, long time ago came to an end. So it's just time to do something about this right now. It is also very important to say it is about a certain skill. This is the time to show yourself. This is the time to give 1000%. This is the time to give 100%, 1100, 1000, 10,000%, 1,000,000%, because it's all about you, your own transformation, your own butterfly moment, your own power, your own security, your own vision that you are going to have by following your own creativity, your own promise that is just going to be absolutely mind-blowing, because it's just going to surprise you in a really wonderful and nice way, and that is going to really enhance your power, and it's going to be incredible, incredible, incredible. So it's all about your own skill, and it's all about what you like doing. This is the week when you do things that you want to do, when you when you do things that you like doing, and especially when it comes to your own expansion. See what you feel connected to, see what you need to learn about. It's all about your skill. What you like doing, it's going to be your answer. What you like doing, it's going to come to the surface. What you are, who you are, it's about your own individuality. Time to trust yourself, time to trust yourself, time to trust your power, time to trust your signs, time to trust your energy, time to trust your feelings, time to trust your emotions, time to trust yourself, because yourself is going to be the most powerful this week. But you need to get this right. You need to follow yourself without too much of, oh my God, what did she say, what did he say? You just have to remember that when it comes to your own skill, it's going to be all about yourself, trusting your own self, and following your own individuality. Your own individuality is not going to lead you astray. Your own individuality is going to set you free. It's going to make you feel really excited. It's going to make you feel very successful, and it's literally going to change your life, because it's going to bring your own new beginning. I said this before, my gorgeous Virgolinis, there is no other version better than yourself. You are the best version of yourself, and this week it's all about the self-discovery. Don't lie to yourself. Don't prevent yourself from moving on. Don't slow down yourself. Don't kind of like just follow your own bliss. Follow how you feel. It's important unfoldment, lotus moment that you will have through this. Absolutely remarkable and incredible at the same time as well. As I said, you're entering an important stage of transformation, victory, and mental clarity at the same time. You are going to have a perfect moment in time when it comes to the actual harmony from the certain society and confirmation from the people that mean to you so much to you in your life. But it's all about material attainment and actually having, like a liberation out of the powerless moment. You will see how much powerless moment was actually, how your powerless moment kind of expanded itself from slightly longer, because this is going to be the greatest moment in time that you will have when it comes to your own awakening, but also when it comes to your own liberation. But you can only feel this and get the actual sense of the whole thing once you get to the end of this particular week. Absolutely mind-blowing indeed. And it's all about the hope that you will have and inspiration at the same time. I like this because it's about the bright prospect that you're going to have, and it's all about also very strong connection with the past. At the same time, very strong connection with the past, which means that there is a certain part of you that needs to come back, something that you've been doing when you were younger, like a long time ago, but with lots of busyness, things change. We end up in parts of all sorts of dimension, which makes us to react in different ways, and that just helps us, and it pushes us towards all sorts of directions, and then we just kind of lose ourselves a little bit. We are meant to do this sometimes in order to kind of stretch as far as we can, but also it's important to go back and see what's missing, because there is a certain element of you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, from your past that is actually missing, that is about to return. And it's not only, it's like a missing puzzle that is going to make you feel so much happier, so much more excited, but it's all about getting things right, and it's also about the prospect and the certain idea and realization that you're going to have. You're going to be provided with an insight that it's a long time being a part of you, that it's not only going to be a missing puzzle in your life when it comes to your happiness, but it's going to make everything so much brighter for you, so much excited for you, because it's going to bring you an insight with a problem that you weren't too sure how it's actually going to develop, how it's actually actually going to unfold. But it's fantastic because it's the moment of time when you're going to feel very happy with yourself, with your own accomplishment. I really like it. For those of you gorgeous Virgolinis that have been working a lot and focusing a lot on the certain outcome, you know, my lord, this is most certainly going to be amazing and absolutely incredible outcome that you are going to have. It's good, you know, it's all about the accomplishment, it's all about the excitement, it's all about the next stage, you know, in your life, and it's all about the promotion and recognition of the certain ideas that you wouldn't normally recognize, but it's about the advancement and gain and the power and the confidence to make a really important decision at the same time, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. Okay, let me just see what is your oracle card, my gorgeous Virgolini. What is your oracle card? Okay, you see this? Surprise, surprise. Bam, ba-da-da-da-dum, bam, bam, dun, da-da-da-da-da-da. You see what is this saying? I don't know where to put it. Opportunity. You're going to have a mind-blowing opportunity, my gorgeous Virgolinis. Be as open-minded as you can, okay? And this opportunity is not out of the blue. This opportunity is not like, oh my God. This is the product of your hard work. This is the product of your good karma. This is the very much so connected to your spiritual journey. And this is so important because it's to do with a certain arrival. There's a certain arrival at the same time it's going to take place. It's going to make sense, but also just remember that you will also approach a certain issue and problem in a slightly different way to what you would normally do, and that is going to unlock the door. That is going to unlock the power. That is going to give it the spiritual key in order to go for this opportunity. And it's so about so much better. It's going to lead your life towards the beautiful rebirth, but it's all about the actual advancement, attraction, you know, appeal, request that is going to be very much so relevant, and you're going to find something quite challenging, but most certainly this is going to be an important moment in time just to remember, go, 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 because this is the time of the creativity, and it's also the beginning of the meaningful experience, which is about to change your life, my gorgeous Virgolinis. It's about to change your life, literally. Okay, so now what else I was going to say is, like, when it comes to your health, my gorgeous Virgolini, is like a classic. Honestly, I say classic, it's like because it's like to do with your digestion, like a stomach. It's going to be quite sensitive, so I really highly suggest you to try to have like it is the stomach, it is your liver, it is your kidneys, it is all this is going to be very relevant. So it's stomach, digestion, liver and kidney. Now we're going to do this all in one. Blueberries, raspberries, goji berries, blackberries, any berries. I'm not saying that you need to get all these, but it would be nice, like at least blackberries and blueberries, for example, like a mixture, like a smoothie. If you could make organic blueberries and blackberries, or as many berries as you can, it would be fantastic. But if you can't get the whole lot, you know, then you can get at least blackberries and blueberries maybe, and make a smoothie and have it the very first thing in the morning, okay? And that is going to work like a wonderful and powerful supplement, which is going to help you with your own digestion, and it's also at the same time it's going to boost your vitamin C levels, it's going to boost your energy levels, and it's also going to work wonderful your kidney and your liver as well, because it's going to work like a wonderful filter as well. What else I was going to say, organic acerola cherry powder. Once you drink this, then after that you have like a little organic acerola cherry powder. You take one glass of water, teaspoon, mix it up and drink it. This is going to replenish your vitamin C levels, because I can see a little bit of cold and flu that you're going to need to pay attention to. And of course vitamin D, natural supplement you're going to need for your bones, or if you can eat like actually food rich in vitamin D, that's great. But also outside, you know, it's like in the sun, if there is sun outside that you can get like a sunlight, then that's fantastic. But however, if you do go for the supplements, you just need to check with your doctor, or you just need to check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so my gorgeous Virgolinis, now for those of you that are actually in relationship, there is the certain problem and the certain issue that you're going to need to deal with. You see, very important to be honest to yourself, very important to stay true to yourself, very important to be true to yourself, but it's the problem that is going to come through that you're going to need to deal with. And that problem that you're going to need to deal with, it's going to require a little bit of energy and a little bit of adjustment from both of you. You're going to need to look at the situation from a slightly different angle and make some kind of important decision. The problem that is going to come up to top this week, it's going to be needed to be sorted out from both of you, from your both energies, you know, this week. It's very important to sort this problem out this week, you know, very, very important. Okay, now for those of you that are actually single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you know, for those of you that are single and ready to mingle, I really like this because it's just you're gonna find yourself in a very important stage when it comes to your own sexuality, when it comes to your own radiance. And I say when it comes to your own sexuality and radiance, is because you're gonna start feeling very good, you're gonna start feeling highly vibrational, which means that this is going to reflect on you in such a way when you're gonna be able to project this radiance like ooh la la, stranger in the night. No, but no, seriously, this is important because it's going to very be much so responsible for an important stage, because there is someone coming very significant into Virgolini's life, and someone is already kind of like peeking through, somebody is already coming through, somebody already was there at some point in time, but that person is very gorgeous, it's very beautiful, and it's very much so beautiful in many different ways, almost in such a way where you would think like, oh no, they would never go for me, oh, they're so gorgeous, you know. It's going to happen in that way, in a beautiful way, in a really nice way. My gorgeous Virgolinis, you will be able to project this energy, and that energy is going to bounce back at you rather nicely as well. I like it because it means that there is someone really mind-blowing about to enter your life, my gorgeous Virgolinis. But what you need to do, you just need to make yourself available out there as much as you can, and I know it's going to happen when you least expect it, and I know there are going to be other people around when this person make themselves known, but whether that person is going to make themselves known this week or not, it's very unclear to say just yet, because it's still part of the process, but it is going to be there where you end up being around this week. This person is about to make themselves known very, very soon, my gorgeous Virgolinis, and it's somebody really wonderful and somebody who you waited for a long time, for longy. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, you know, I'm paranoid that I have like a coffee on my lips, you know, so paranoid. Look, I'm just gonna check now because I can't see. Sorry, Libera. I'm just gonna. That's because I changed coffee. I'm just checking whether I've got a coffee on my lips. Libera. The next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Libera. Libera. This is how you're going to be, my gorgeous Libra. You are going to be all around the place this week. I just like it so much, my gorgeous Libra. It's because it's about a certain perfection when it comes to the actual combination of material and spiritual prosperity. When these two things collide, when these two things merge together at exactly the same time, but in particular when we are having an important week which starts on the number 13th and it ends up on the actual 19th, this is strong. Number 13, it's all about the new beginning, but it's also a little spooky and weird element of surprise that you are going to have, and this is also going to be connected to the rather important and victorious beginning in your life, and in particular when it comes to some kind of victorious stage over the quite long period and long stage of your life. This is so important, my gorgeous Libra. It's actually, it is just like basically what is going to happen. it is going to be the victory and mental clarity. So what you're going to realize at the beginning of this week, that, you know, very slow stage of your life is finally coming to an end. Listen to me, please. It's so important to release the blockages. It's so important to release the negativity, because you're one of the signs that are like very important when it comes to justice, when it comes to power, but also when it comes to the actual balance. Your balance needs to be right. Your balance needs to be perfect, because it is just a little bit like a wrong on one side. It is just going to mess the whole direction, the whole power, the whole dimension, and the whole direction. You're very powerful in so many different ways when it comes to your own third psychic eye, when it comes to your own psychic feelings, when it comes to your own mediumship, when it comes to your own subconscious mind. I told you, you're born psychic. Liberas, everybody's psychic to a certain extent, of course. We are able to expand our minds, we're able to do all sorts of things, but they on purpose hide this from us. They decide to make people a bit more dumber, you know, like the society, you know. They do all sorts of things to actually prevent us from expanding our own mind, from using our own power, from this absolutely mind-blowing expansion. But sometimes, you know, when you just start using your own common sense, when you start educating yourself, you're just able to like kind of like stretch your mind that much further, like it would never stretch in the first place. So basically, you're one of the signs that are just born naturally very psychic. So whether you practice this, whether you do this or not, you are able to kind of feel things and sense things very much so, because you're so sensitive in many different ways. So that helps you, believe me or not, that really helps you quite a lot, because what is actually going to happen, it is just like you are entering an important stage, and I just want you to don't go the wrong road, because it's all about a couple of things that are going to be very important. Very indecisive situation is going to take place. An indecisive situation because you're coming to an important stage, an important moment in time when you just will have enough. And this is going to be good enough. This enough is going to be something that is going to also become an important part of your progress, which is going to take place this week. It's about to bring you mind-blowing harmony, which is also on another hand going to bring you bravery and sharpness in order to make a decision that you were worrying about before. You thought that you were not ready, and you are just kind of like realizing this stage that if you don't move on with your life, you don't make this decision, then no one else is going to make it for you. Libra, you're very powerful. Keep it real. You're very powerful. You're very strong, and you're very significant. Just to tell you that you will have a conclusion to an uneasy and very annoying stage of your life. You will have an important conclusion, which is just going to help you not only to actually come to an end when it comes to the certain progress, but this is all about your own advancement. This is all about your own inspiration. This is all about an important moment in time, which is just going to make you feel very creative. And that creativity is also at the same time going to become the beginning of an absolutely remarkable stage in your life when it comes to beginning of something, start of something absolutely incredible. But it's to do with your gain, and it's to do with the beginning of a meaningful experience, like an adventure, which is about to literally change your life. It is also this week, it's all about the gain and inheritance. I'm seeing an inheritance, not necessarily that's going to come through this week, but most certainly it's going to become an element of your own dimension, an element of your own energy, okay? And that in itself is also going to become quite an important stage for you, but it's just all to do with a certain gain, and also with an important start that you're going to have at the same time. I'm so happy for you, because this is all about your own rebirth, and it's all about you getting an important news, okay? This is where things are going to start getting very very interesting, my gorgeous Libra, because you are going to get an important news here, and that news, it's going to surprise you a little bit, but it's to do with a certain gain, and it's so important for you to realize and recognize that there is an advancement there for you. And as soon as you do this, you are going to realize that you actually didn't get as far as you wanted to get. You got even further, okay? And it's all about your own own advancement, okay? And it's all about a certain recognition of abilities that you're going to have at the same time. This is going to become obvious. There are certain abilities that you have that you're going to need to work on, and it's so good because these abilities are something that is going to take off like there is no tomorrow. Because as soon as you start focusing on, and this is on things that you want to do, things that you like doing, things that are making you feel happy, things that are making you feel excited. This is all about you feeling yourself and you basically doing things that you're experienced at. This is so important because at the same time, you know, it is about the actual very important wise oh gosh, you see sorry darling, very important wise investment also. It's going to become available here and it's going to take place. The investment that actually it's going to just be so advanced, on an advanced level, purely because you're going to do this in this particular week. Don't let me forget to tell you that there is going to be a negotiation. Also negotiation, important, successful negotiation. So if you want to negotiate in any form of a way, please try to do it this week, because this is most certainly going to be on your side. You're going to use this powerful vibration, which is going to help you to go as far as you possibly can. But in particular in this week, this is going to come with an element of surprise, but most certainly this is going to be quite good surprise, my gorgeous Libras, indeed. And also if you as I said, you know, a really good negotiation. But if you do need to have negotiations, you know, if you want to start something new, if you want to start new beginning, if you want to ask someone that you feel uncomfortable, you know, anything like that to do with a certain negotiations, or where you expect a little bit of luck, try to do it this week, because it's going to be absolutely remarkable indeed. And it's also going to provide you with so much more that you would normally have, and it's going to bring you an element of surprise, which is not only going to start an invocation almost immediately, but it's also going to become an important part of your unfoldment when it comes to your particular process. It's so good, my gorgeous Libra. This is all about your own victory and mental clarity, especially about a certain stage and a certain person that was bringing you down, and it was becoming very toxic, and it was scrutinizing you as well. And these people can become very dangerous in our lives, because it's just they can kind of like always bring the worst in us, and they can make us feel like we're not happy. They can affect our energy in so many different ways. So that's what, without us even realizing, you know. And as long as we are around the people that are making us toxic, the more damage they can actually do. And as more as around them we are, the better it's going to be, I suppose, later, the more impact you will see, like once you move on from a toxic situation or a toxic person, because only then you can see how much this was actually affecting you. Whether this is a person around you, whether this is a person who you work with, who you have a certain you know, like a call, maybe somebody who you go to college with, you know, maybe somebody who you go to have a certain hobby with. It all depends, but it's important because it's just so significant, because it is just like the powerless situation is slowly coming to an end. And it's wonderful because this is also, being a Libra, you're having an important as well a stage of your own liberation, which is also going to become the greatest moment of awakening when it comes to you. And it's going to most certainly give you the time to have a celebration, because it's the actual you know, it's the transition, change, and a regeneration and readjustment that you will have. It's literally going to help change your life, my gorgeous Libra. This is absolutely remarkable, and it's incredible, and it's all about the completion, you know, that you're going to have at the same time, but also the moment in time that is going to be mind-blowing when it comes to the certain investment, you know. It's important because by the end of this week, the new plan will shine really bright. New plan, which was very much so connected to your wishes, to what you wanted to do in a long time. But this is just going to come with so many different elements of unfoldments, and it's going to provide you with a completely different picture by the end of this week. But the bottom line is, it's all about this vibrant confirmation that you're going to have, which is on another hand going to bring you control over situations, strength, courage, energy, determination, action, confidence, accomplishment is just going to shine a light of absolutely everything. And you will know there's a certain little concentration and study going to be connected to it. But you will like this. You will sail through like there is no tomorrow. Okay, my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to see what is your oracle card. Libra, what is your oracle card, my gorgeous Libra? Oh, you see? Please keep your eyes open. Keep your going forward, it's saying. You see this? Going forward. Please, my gorgeous Libra, you're not going back. You're going forward. You're not going back, you're going forward. You will be part of the tricky situation as well this week, and you're going to feel uncertain. This is because the balance is going to start changing. You're going to start walking into a completely different dimension, completely different direction. Just remember, going forward is important. Going backwards doesn't mean anything. The past is past. We're going to keep past to where it is. Just remember, you're going forward this week, okay? By the end of this week, it's going to be incredible. Just keep going, my gorgeous Libra, keep going. You also need to remember, just keep your head up, stay committed to the task at hand, don't get confused, okay? Because it's going to be highly emotional moment in time, and all you need to remember is just go forward, going forward, okay? You will see exactly what I mean this week. Okay, so also what I was going to say, my gorgeous Libra, when it comes to your health, you see, it is the circulation. Your skin is also going to be quite sensitive. So it's something like a flaxseed oil, organic flaxseed oil. You can take in a capsule form, or you can take in the actual oil form. It will be quite good for you to take for the next few months, because it's going to help you with your circulation. But at the same time, it's important when it comes to boost your immune system, but it's also going to help you with your skin. It's beautiful for the skin, hair and nails at the same time, and it makes your skin like really nice and shiny just after a few weeks of actually taking it. On another hand, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Libra, it's basically make sure that you also like kind of using natural lotions, natural shampoo, natural body cream, and also try to make sure that you're using natural aluminum free deodorants, because I can't stand, I said this before, it's terrible what they do. They're selling like aluminum deodorants, which is just so dangerous, and they block your pores, you see. So please just make sure that you're using aluminum free deodorants, and also you need to use organic acerola cherry powder every single morning, because it's going to help you to kind of like with your healing inside your mouth. And at the same time, I need you to use like organic, like a mouthwash, tea tree and aloe vera, and also I would need you to use like organic toothpaste, tea tree and aloe vera, of course both without fluoride, and an additional vitamin D, whether it's in food or a tablet, natural tablet or supplement, or you can get yourself a vitamin D from the sun. However, if you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, or you just need to check with your GP whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so now I'm just going to say, for those of you that are in relationship, my lord, an important motivation is going to come through from your partner. An important motivation, okay? Your partner is going to have a really good news, and this is going to be their lucky week indeed. But most certainly the beautiful motivation from your partner you're going to have, and it's going to be good because it's going to reflect on you in the right time, in the right way. Okay, for those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Libras, I'm very excited about you here, because it's all about you making friends. It's all about you starting to socialize quite a lot, but it's to do with an element of surprise, it's to do with an element of adventure, it's to do with an element of finding yourself in a completely different dimension. I really like it because there are lots of flirtings going to go on this week, and this is exactly what is going to boost your confidence so much. It's going to boost your self-esteem so much, and it's also at the same time going to provide you with a certain direction that you wouldn't normally have, and that certain direction is also going to become mainly responsible for somebody very, very special for walking into your life. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, I'm just going to have a little sip of coffee, okay? Coffee. Sorry. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. That's Kanye West version. I love Kanye West. Okay, that's Kanye West version. Alleluia. Just a second. I love Kanye West because he's got the balls to be different in this terrible, terrible world at the moment. But anyway, that's why I love him. Apart from being just a great artist, actually genuine great artist. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Sorry, Scorpioni. The next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Scorpionis. Oh my God. Do you know, it is just going to be very strange week. Very strange week in many different ways for you, my gorgeous Scorpionis, but it's just all about the actual bizarre, strange and weird energy that you're actually going to find yourself at. And this is exactly what is going to be the main factor when it comes to you making an important decision, because that energy is going to be pretty much needed in order to actually push you towards making a significant decision. This is so much to do with an important stage that you were waiting for. An important stage that you were waiting sorry, this is all about an important stage that you were waiting for when it comes to the change, when it comes to success, when it comes to the new option, when it comes to the way you feel, because maybe you just haven't feeling it, you know, and especially in the last 11 months, you know, things have been quite difficult, things have been quite uneasy, and things have kind of gone slow down, because it looks like that maybe there was a certain opportunity that just kind of didn't start or didn't begin at the moment in time when you wanted to, and that subconsciously created a certain barrier and at the same time closed a couple of doors for you. That absolutely doesn't matter, and it's meant to happen the way it's meant to happen, and it's meant to unfold the way it's meant to unfold, and it's meant to go towards the direction where it's meant to go in order to get where you are going to get now. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpionis, is just like it is going to be like also the whole week of a bit of a hermity modi. Sorry, you know me, like I've got my own language, but it's just going to be it's going to be like a hermit mode, but you will not hermit mode. Please don't get don't attack me now. It's not gonna be hermit mode like where you're gonna like be all, oh God, I'm by myself the whole week, you know, like on no baby, no. It is the sacred hermit mode you will have, which means that you're entering an important stage in your life, and this is purely happening through your own radiance, through your own karma, and it's the moment of reward. But it has to be bizarre, it has to be strange, it has to be weird, because that in itself, it's going to confuse you to the certain point, but the good point, the greatest point indeed, and it's also going to really motivate you in order to see your situation from a slightly different angle, and that in itself is going to be brilliant, because it's going to help you to make an important decision. So this is what is actually going to happen. It is decision that you're going to make, which is just going to be so good, and it's not going to require from you to do anything in this particular week. It's not going to require from you to start anything this particular week, but it's all about the actual manifestation as soon as you start thinking about it. This weird week that I said, the hermit week that you will have, it's going to provide you. Okay, the hermit mode is a sacred mode. It's a powerful mode. What I said to you before, it's not about you just going like lock yourself in the room like for 7 days to sleep. No, it is about having the sacred hermit mode. Is different to the actual hermit mode. The actual sacred hermit mode lasts the whole week, and it gives you the best of the both worlds. So basically, you will be able to reach the deepest levels of your subconscious mind. You will be able to travel subconsciously and consciously. Your third psychic eye is going to be as activated as possible, as huge, as significant as possible, which is on another hand going to open so many pathways. On one hand, you will be having lots of strange dreams throughout the week. Every single dream is going to mean something to you. Even if you're dreaming about birds and flies, and it doesn't make sense what it is, at some point this week or even week later, it's going to come through as an important realization what this dream meant. It's throughout this week you will be having bizarre dreams, but also on another hand, pay attention to what's the very first thing on your mind. This is what the sacred hermit moment is going to be providing you, my gorgeous Scorpiones. You're very lucky this week, which means that this week in particular, throughout this week, see what's the very first thing on your mind in the morning. So you sleep and you wake up and you're suddenly thinking, oh, I just want to change my car or something. For some reason, this is going to be the sacred message for you. Go and change your car. Don't wait. And then maybe you can wake up in the morning and you can have oh God, I want to paint my room. Don't wait. Go and paint it. Okay, if you dream oh my God, what am I waiting for? I need to get in touch with my cousin. Don't wait. Get in touch. Listen to me very carefully, my gorgeous Scorpiones. These are sacred messages. Every single message is on one hand going to provide you with an absolutely mind-blowing realization, mind-blowing option, mind-blowing opportunity, but it's on another hand going to give you an absolutely incredible moment. It's going to give you a room to grow. It's going to give you sacred little secrets. You will be able to get sacred little secrets, which are at the same time going to provide you with the spiritual keys, which is most certainly going to become an amazing stage when it comes to your own whole new dimension, when it comes to providing you with an opportunity to not only fix something really beautifully, oh my Lord, not only for yourself, but for other people, but it's also on another hand going to provide you with a spiritual shortcut and the greatest completion that you had in a long time, and that completion is going to reward you because it's at the same time immediately going to bring you the actual sense of an absolutely mind-blowing achievement. But it's all about the important news. It's all about the actual investment that you will be able to see. There was something that you already started when it comes to the certain investment that you will be able to see the outcome of. It doesn't have to be necessarily investment, money, finances at all, but investment of your time, investment of your spirituality when it comes to the certain opportunity. But also on another hand, this whole week is going to be ridiculously important when it comes to negotiations, my Scorpiones, when it comes to negotiations and when it comes to investments in general, because you're going to do so great and you're going to have an amazing success. There is negotiation that you will have which is not going to even seem that big this week, which is going to be mind-blowing. So that's why, my babies, I tell you to go towards your changes by jumping in the water, my gorgeous Scorpiones. Go towards your changes. If you want to change your work, career, job, go out there and use the opportunity of this week and do it. As more weirder you feel, the better it's going to be. As more weirder you feel, the more powerful your vibration and power is going to be. And just remember, the more weirder you feel, this means that the boost of your energy, the boost of your power, the boost of your equivalent power within you when it comes to your passion is just bursting with positivity, bursting with the power. And it does come with an element of confusion because it makes you feel like, oh my God, I feel so weird, like I'm like do you know what I mean, like Twilight Zone. But that in itself, it means that you have to remember that to other people you're projecting completely different energy. Don't think that you feel negative, don't think that you're projecting this energy. Don't let this to keep you down, because it's most certainly something which is providing you with the wings, but it's also going to confuse your way of thinking a little bit, okay? So that's why I'm saying, as weirder you feel, the bigger wings you're going to have. As weirder you feel, the bigger, jump and flight you're actually going to have. And this is where your little secret is, my gorgeous Scorpiones. This is where your little secret is. This is amazing and it's incredible, and it's also going to make you realize naughty person who you should stay away from when it comes to somebody like being like a little user, which is brilliant. This is all coming from this illumination of wiseness, but also it is about the creativity that you are going to have when it comes to the new beginning. However, it's all this weirdness. It doesn't matter. Something is going to boost your energy. Something is going to look just like a little candle like this. Something is going to be so beautiful and illuminated, and which means that little idea is going to keep you going, keep you going, keep you going. And you need to pay attention to what is keeping you going. You need to pay attention to what is making you happy, because that is going to be something that is also going to become an amazing start in your life when it comes to fortune, enterprise, gain, okay, and the beginning of a meaningful experience and adventure. It's going to change everything. I'm absolutely blown away. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpionis, this is all about the transformation that you're actually going to have, and it's also about the actual clearing away old in order to make a way for the new. I told you this before. Make sure that you smudge your home this week with the actual dry sage. Make sure that you are kind of changing things around. It's very important to get into it and get rid of the negative energy, get rid of the stale energy. Look, for example, I change my little kitties sometimes, but it's like, for example, if to change the energy and karmically do something really good. For example, if I have this for a while and then I want to give this to my best friend like a present, so I do something karmically so beautiful and make someone so happy with this. At the same time, I buy something new for myself and I replace this energy. And this is how you go and how you tap into this energy, how you penetrate this energy at the same time, and you are changing things around, and that reflects on you in a beautiful and circulating way, and it boosts your confidence, it boosts your creativity, it boosts your power. It's very significant. It's very important to try to do that. On another hand, my gorgeous Scorpionis, it's all about the departure that you are also going to have, and journey. Certain journey is going to take place, and it's also going to be important because once you go to that journey, once you get there, and while you're on your way there, while you're back as well, it means that there is a certain idea that you are going to have. But most certain, this is all about the advancement that you are going to have. By the end of the week, this is going to be really beautiful and brilliant, and it's to do with advancement into the unknown, and it's to do with a little bit of a certain alteration that you are going to have, a little bit of adjustment, but most certainly it's going to be brilliant because it's all about you avoiding the negative situation and realizing how powerful you were, how smart you were, because it's just like avoiding like some kind of dangerous situation, not dangerous, but avoiding certain conflict maybe. And you will be able to recognize this situation because you will be looking from a much higher place, and the reason why is because you just went towards the right direction by listening to your own self, listening to your own voice, listening to your guardian spirits and your guardian angels, because which are going to be very much so strong and relevant this week, and it's going to be full of messages. It is about the professional life. It is about you showing yourself, and you will be able to show to the world the real you through your own feelings, through your own experiments, through your own direction, through your own new beginning. It's wonderful because it's all about the victory and mental clarity, and most certainly it's just so beautiful because there is going to resolution to the certain problem, resolution to some kind of negativity that arises in between you and somebody else, and most certainly this is going to be resolved, and it's going to be absolutely brilliant because it's going to bring you the greatest abundance, success, excitement, but also the actual motivation and creativity, because you're going to feel good about yourself. Okay, indeed. Let me just check your oracle card, my gorgeous Scorpioni. Bam, ba, bam, 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 bam. Oh, you see, think about yourself. Don't think about other people. Don't think about other people, but it's very important to get it right. This week you need to think about yourself. This week you need to think about what you want to do, where you want to go next. What would you like to achieve, what opportunities you have. This is all about you thinking about yourself. You see, it's saying flexibility. Just be as open-minded as you can, and you are most certainly going to unlock your own powers, which are going to change your life through your own flexibility, through things that you're going to do and recognize and realize this week are not only going to change your life financially when it comes to security and power, the great opportunity, but this is also going to make you realize, wow, there was a great deal of time that you were maybe wasting your time with a certain direction and certain dimension. That doesn't matter. We all go through this. It happens to all of us. But most certainly what is important is that you're reaching this stage where you're going to find yourself being very flexible in the areas of your life where you felt so restricted, and that is going to start penetrating so many other things around you, and it's going to provide you with a mind-blowing opportunity. Fantastic. My gorgeous Scorpione, fantastic. Okay, so when it comes to the actual health, yes, when it comes to the actual health, my gorgeous Scorpiones, please, you also need to make sure that you are I've seen this before, try to exercise if you can, maybe try to walk a little bit. If you can't exercise, if you're not able to exercise, I understand, okay, but whatever seems like an exercise, even if you're moving your fingers, whatever feels like an exercise, it would be fantastic, because it's going to enhance this particular vibration, and that vibration is going to really motivate you in many different ways, and it's going to rejuvenate you without you even realizing. But on another hand, it is just your lower back that is going to be sensitive again, and it is going to be your back in general and your shoulders, very sensitive, my gorgeous Scorpiones. Make sure that you don't strain yourself or overstrain yourself. If you're working like picking things up and things like that, then that's, of course, you're working, you do this for a living, so it's difficult, but you're just going to have to really take it really easily and take care to make sure that you're picking things up in the right way without hurting yourself. Make sure that you sit in the right way, not the way like this, make sure that you're sitting in the right way. Make sure that you sleep in the right way by trying to sleep on your side and trying to make sure that you have the good quality pillow, but also at the same time pillow in between your legs. It's going to help you to relax the lower part of your back in the way you wouldn't normally if you don't have a pillow in between your legs, because it creates this certain vortex here that you wouldn't normally have. So this is something that is going to be really important for you to do with exercise. Of course, very important to try to meditate, and especially if you have the opportunity to go in the nature, within the nature, in the forest or by the water, that would be fantastic, because it's going to help you to rejuvenate your health, your energy, your health, and it's going to help you to keep you on top of the game. Vitamin D, a must for the actual bones. Vitamin D and calcium and magnesium. This is something that I highly recommend you. And also organic acerola cherry powder, the very first thing in the morning, every single morning. Carry on taking it, because it's going to boost your vitamin C levels, and it's going to be good for your immune system, because of the cold and flu you're going to be quite sensitive with when it comes to this week. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, I just need you to check with your doctor or your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. For those of you that are actually in relationship, my gorgeous Scorpiones, you see also you will have some kind of I don't know, maybe the situation between you two, it's going to be a little bit weird this week, the relationship in between you two. I think that your partner is going through something very negative. Your partner is going through something very heavy, and especially this week this is going to reflect on them, and maybe they will take it out on you. Just remember that only this week it's going to be like that, so just try to step away from the situation, rise above the situation, and try to not to bite back. Also, maybe you can, what I do, in situations like this, you buy them some little gift or surprise them with something, because an element of surprise over brings this wonderful vibration which reflects on both of you in a positive way. For those of you who are single and ready to mingy, it is just such an important time where something is going to happen with what you do in your daily life. And it's going to be good, it's going to be brilliant, it's going to really give you a sense of achievement, and it's going to provide you with a new direction. It's important to stay doing what you're doing. Stay true to yourself. You're not going to meet anyone this week, but what's going to happen this week is going to be directly responsible for this new person who's going to come into your life. So watch this space, my gorgeous Scorpiones, watch this space. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, hallelujah, 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 God. You know, singing raises my vibration, singing raises everybody's vibration, so it's good to sing. Hallelujah. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Sagittarini. My gorgeous Sagittarini, you know, you will have a very reason for celebration this week, but especially at the beginning of this week, it's almost as if you are going to have a little sacred ritual. You will be part of the little sacred ritual without you even realizing, without you even being directly responsible for it, without you even being there, without even being part of it, without even being part of that dimension. You are going to be the part of the certain ritual that you are going to have. And this is so good, but this is very good, and it's very deep, and it's very spiritual, and it's most certainly going to be the sign that your life is about to change. And it's so good because it's also going to come with an element of surprise, which is going to provide you with a mind-blowing opportunity which you are going to have at around the end of this week. The mind-blowing opportunity is going to directly come from that particular ritual that you are going to be part of, but you are not going to be there. Now, this is going to be the collection of people. This is a group of people that you were part of, like kind of responsible with. No. You were part of responsible with. Yeah, I suppose you could say this, you say, but it's the group of it's the group of people who you were kind of around with. It's the group of people who you were kind of hanging around with, and it's also something that you started with them, something that it began with them, and you did something really beautiful, and you did something really amazing. And karmically, this is also about to bounce back at you. This is your karmic reward, and it's connected to some other people, and it's connected to the fact that you maybe could have done something very selfishly. Maybe you could have kind of reward yourself more. Maybe you could have gone the different direction, different dimension, but my gorgeous Sagittarians, you didn't. You're amazing, you're incredible, you're not selfish, and you just stuck to your guns indeed. And now this is karmically about to come through. This is karmically about to reward you, and this is why I said that you're going to be the part of the certain ritual, because this group of people is going to have you in their mind in the best possible way. They are due for the certain reward. They are due for something really happy, something really good, something really brilliant. And this is why also, on another hand, they were able to kind of like have a very optimistic time and progress in life because of you, because of what you did, because of the decisions that you made, because of the way you maybe even helped to other people. So now the bottom line is your karma, mama karma. Come on, pretty mama. Your karma is coming back. Your karma is coming back in the best possible way, and it's about to hit you and slap you this week so beautifully. The reason why this week is sacred because of the number 13 that we are having to that which is actually starting with. Yeah, okay, and number 13, it's all about the sacred week, about the surprise, about our reward, about the actual transition, about the actual change, about the actual rebirth. But it's most certainly to do with an unfoldment of things that we have done, which are most certainly going to not only bring us a power, not only bring you the whole new promise, but they're going to rejuvenate you to the point of your own creativity, which is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. And it is going to start right at the beginning of this week, and it is just going to be like bam 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 bam, your wake-up call. You will want to hurry up now. This is your wake-up call, because it's going to shake you up like this. Shaky Lena, shaky Lena, shaky Lena, shaky Lena. This is your wake-up call, Shaky Lena, which is going to shake you up to the point that you need to hurry up. Not that you need to hurry up, that you haven't got the time, but you will just make up your mind. It's about that wake-up call. It's about that power. And wake-up call is something to do with highlighting the moment in life, in time, in your dimension, where it is just going to be really time for you to go for it, go for it, go for it. You're reaching a very important stage of your own advancement, my gorgeous Sagittarini. And you are going to have an absolutely remarkable idea. There is an idea that you are going to have, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and this is the product of this absolutely mind-blowing energy as well. Sorry. mind-blowing idea that you're going to have. This is so good because it's important, and the certain person who means to you so much is also going to confirm something to you at the right moment and the right time, and that is going to lead towards your own rebirth. I'm so excited. I really like it, and I'm very happy for you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, because this is all about the actual transition and change that you're going through. This is to do with your own rebirth, you know, and it's also important to say that it's to do with a stage of your life that became really boring, it became really slow, it just didn't work right, and sometimes, you know, we just kind of get surprised with the way life takes us, because we grow, we evolve on our journey. So sometimes, you know, 7 or 8 years ago we wanted to go towards this direction, but 7 or 8 years ago was a long time ago, and that's a long time for our own unfoldment on this earth. And that's a long time for our own spiritual journey, you know, to evolve in so many different ways. And that's why I'm saying that this is going to be the change that is going to take place is in form of a confirmation that it's time to absolutely move on. But this is all about the things that became quite boring, and they started to drag, especially in the last few years. These things started to drag, and then they kind of slowed you down. You will not realize until you reach this particular point. This very important point that you are going to reach here, it's also going to be so brilliant, because on one hand, you will start having control over a situation, and you will move on from somebody who is not really good, somebody who's controlling you in your life in a really bad way. So that's good, because toxic baby, bye-bye. You see, that's one thing. On another hand, it's actually all about a certain vision that you're going to have about that idea, what I said to you initially, but also it is about the justice. What are you waiting for? You know, are you waiting for some kind of settlement? Is it to do with a certain court, or is it to do with a certain people, like are you waiting for certain people to make a decision for you? However, it's going to be brilliant, it's going to be good, it's going to put a big smile on your face. It's most certainly it's going to really rise your vibration so nicely, and it's going to bring such a nice balance in, and it's going to be beautiful new sense of direction, which is at the same time going to be confirmed as well. But also, most importantly, it's the advice that you're going to get at the same time, not direct, but it's going to happen at the right moment in time. When you hear about a certain justice, you will have an amazing advice, but it's not going to be direct, and it's going to come out of the situation like a floating towards you until you realize it and grab it and put it in your pocket and just move on. It's brilliant, you know. It is just all about the actual abandonment and adjustment and readjustment of the stage of your life that is no longer needed anymore. It's brilliant, because it's going to require from you to make a certain readjustment by thinking. It's going to require from you to think a little bit more and plan when it comes to the management. You know, you're not going to do all these things this week, but it's most certainly important when it comes to your unfoldment and the way of thinking and the new inspiration which is going to take place. It's brilliant. It's going to lead towards your own rebirth, and it's also going to lead towards you making one of the biggest decisions of your life, and it's going to require from you to make a big changes. But this is only going to be the beginning. It's something you wanted to do for ages, and it's also something that is going to help you to kind of move away from the people and the dimension and the energy that is making you feel a little bit of like a disappointed and maybe a little bit of unhappy, and the energy of the people that made you feel like a little bit of bitter experience, and it just slowed you down a little bit. Now you're going to be able to move away from this. You know, it's brilliant, because also it's all about the swift activity and sudden progress and movement, you know, that you are going to have it like a very slow stage of your life, but also very important message that is going to be delivered at the same time. An important message is going to give you time to relax, chill out a little bit, take care of yourself, reward yourself a little bit. An important week to reward yourself a little bit. This is an important week for your own rejuvenation. Let me not forget to say this, because it's all about the spiritual awakening that you are having at the same time, you know. It's just like basically you will have a really mind-blowing moment, you know, and mind-blowing moment you will have because it is just through your own accomplishment, through your own accomplishment, you will kind of like reach a high level of creativity, and the high level of creativity that you're actually going to achieve, it's also going to bring you the bright prospect, the new direction, the new dimension, and the new energy, which is just going to become absolutely remarkable. And it's all about the actual powerless. You felt powerless because you found yourself in the last 36 months going on the same road, but not having enough around you to make you happy, not having enough around you to keep you going, not having enough around you to illuminate you. And this is when our path slowly starts coming to an end, and it starts taking our energy out from us instead of re-energizing us and re-illuminating us with our own power, energy and strength. And this goes and it slows us down, and it's slowing you down until this point, until you realize that it's time to stop, make a necessary adjustment, cut this energy out from you and just move on. It's important because that was the powerless stage of your life that just kind of like stopped the certain activation from happening, which is most certainly going to start now. And it's the powerless situation is becoming the greatest moment of liberation. This is all about liberating yourself, liberating your energy, liberating your power, liberating your very important grounding moment in your life when it comes to your own spirituality, because most certainly you're going to reach a ridiculously powerful and very high levels of your own spirituality, which is on another hand going to reflect on you in all sorts of beautiful ways. I like it so much. This is all about your transformation, but as I said, it's just about the deep concentration and study that is also going to become the part of your journey. The new process is going to require some kind of thinking about you, some kind of like not jumping into any conclusions. Don't speed with things, don't start with things too quickly or anything like that. It's all about thinking and ways your life is actually going to take you. It is a lot going to be to actually take in, but most certainly it's about the deep concentration and certain kind of respect for knowledge is going to take place, and desire for learning and new ideas. Okay, when you get a good news, there is going to be the good news that you are going to have. That good news that you are going to have, it's going to inspire you to such a way where you will want to learn something and expand some kind of experience. Just please do it. This is such an important week to learn, because even if it's like a little learning, it's just going to take in such a long far away. It's going to provide you with an opportunity and direction that you wouldn't normally have. And that's why I'm saying that this is just so important. It's absolutely mind-blowing indeed. My Guru Sagittarius, it's mind-blowing indeed. Let me just see, what is your oracle card, my Guru Sagittarini? Okay, what is your oracle card? You're also having going forward. You're also having going forward. Listen, Sagittarini, this is important. It's a sacred week. Okay? It's a sacred week. Whether you realize this or not, after this week, a lot is going to change. Okay? It is not going to be like, oh my God, my whole life is different. No, baby, no. But you're going to end up with a very sacred opportunities and sacred options that are going to seem like so small and so little, but they're going to be absolutely massive. The bottom line is, not only this week is going to change your life, this is all about the important news that you are going to have about your own, something that you've started a long time ago, something that you did a long time ago. This is now going to provide you with an opportunity you wouldn't normally have. But most certainly, you are going to come across a challenging situation. You must ignore every single moment of fear. Every single feeling of fear, because you'll be very powerful. Whatever you do, you will be going forward. So it doesn't matter. Okay? So now, my Godu Sagittarinis, what else I was going to say? When it comes to your own health, you see, when it comes to your health, my Godu Sagittarinis, it's rather important, okay, for you to make sure that you're also taking like a flaxseed oil, because you're going to need something to boost your circulation. You're gonna need flaxseed oil for a few different reasons. It's like to boost your circulation, but it's also very good when it comes to your skin. It's the sensitive skin, but it's very good also when it comes to your mind, when it comes to your thinking, when it comes to your concentration. This is all what flaxseed oil is absolutely wonderful. Flaxseed oil you can take like in a capsule form, or you can take in an oil form, but most certainly it's going to be something that you're actually going to, it needs to be organic, please, natural, without any horrible ingredients or anything like that. But it's absolutely important because it's going to help you for all these things, you know, at the same time. And also, please try to take something like organic aloe vera juice every single morning. That would be fantastic, to take organic aloe vera juice. This is going to help you with your digestion, and it's going to help you with your stomach lining. I think that your stomach lining is going to be quite sensitive, so organic aloe vera juice is going to do absolutely wonder. Absolutely. And also vitamin D. Like if you can take a natural vitamin D, it's fantastic. But if you can't, if you can get it from the sun, that's brilliant. But if you can't, just make sure that you take a natural vitamin D, please. Okay, if you're on any other medications, if you are pregnant or if you are breastfeeding, just check with your doctor, check with your GP, because only a doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. But vitamin D, of course, for your bones, something to take care of your bones, but vitamin D is something that you're going to be lacking in. For those of you who are actually in relationship, you're having a big change at home, but really good, really great. Something very big is going to happen, and that big thing that is going to happen is going to provide you with like a greatest joy and pleasure, and you're going to feel great. You know, you're going to feel very honored about yourself, and the people are going to really look up to you, and that is going to mean to you so much. On another hand, for those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my go-to Sagittarius, you know, it's just like basically it is so much to do with your success this week. It's so much to do with your finances and with you really looking at things very brightly in many different ways. But also there are few people that are going to be very significant in your life. There are few people going to be in your life who are going to enter your life, and they're going to make such a beautiful difference later on. I'm so happy for you, because it's like these people are important, like an important part of your journey, not a lovers as such just yet, but it is just important that these people are going to be kind of remarkable part of your spiritual journey later on. Not lovers or anything like that, but important friends, shall I say like this. You see, important friends. On another hand, when it comes to flirting and things like that, it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. There are lots of flirting going to be going on, and that is going to be such a perfect thing for you at the moment. Nothing to start too deep, nothing too crazy, nothing too serious, but a little bit of flirting is just going to be brilliant, because it's going to help you to boost your immune system. Yeah, I suppose it does boost your immune system, but it's going to boost your self-esteem. You know, it's going to make you feel so much better about yourself. It's going to boost your confidence. But you know, through this flirting, someone very significant is going to come later on, but just one step at a time. My gorgeous Sagittarini, you need to have some fun. Important. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Capricornius, and I'm going to have a little bit of coffee. It's just a second. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh my god. How many times did I walk out this today? Just a second. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Again, Kanye West, alleluia, that is. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about. See, until I burn everything. No more Sasha doing readings. He burnt with the house. No, don't even joke. No. Okay, so now Capricornius, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Capricornius, you know. this is an absolutely ridiculous moment in time, but in a good way, when it comes to you finding yourself, you rediscovering yourself. It's important to take this time very seriously when it comes to you meeting with people, when it comes to you doing things with people, like when it comes to you kind of going out and being as social as possible. This is a very important part of your spiritual progress, but there is something that you're going to learn about yourself, something that you're going to find out about yourself. There are certain inspirations and idea that you will have, that you will be provided by yourself. There's a letter for yourself. There's a letter A, the beginning of alphabet A, going to be also relevant this week. It is just so important to take care of yourself this week when it comes to meeting people, meeting friends, meeting family members if you can, or if you have them. But it's, if you haven't got family members, even if you haven't got friends, it's very important to mingle with the people, to exchange your energy, because your energy is going to be remarkable. And what is going to happen, not only you will discover an important realization about yourself, like some kind of idea, but there is an idea that is going to come through someone, from someone, at exactly the right moment in time when you least expect it. This is not going to be just an idea. This is not going to be just an option. This is not going to be just an opportunity. This is going to be the beginning of a very important stage in your life, my gorgeous Capricornius, because there is also something going to happen at the same time when you will have the motivation like you didn't have, and you will feel motivation like you didn't feel in a long time. And that is going to be a remarkable moment in time, because it's all about a certain improvement, development, promotion, outcome of the past efforts, and the rebirth that you're actually going to have through this moment, with this moment. But it is going to come through someone very special in your life, who is going to become an important role in your life, because this is all going to become an absolutely remarkable time of invocation, focus, a radiance, unfoldment. It's going to like give you a vavoomish moment in time when it comes to the actual creativity, and that in itself is just going to get you going, without you even know, to annoying problems, annoying situations, annoying things that are actually going to come to an end. But also the conclusion to the problem that was there for like such a long time, it's also going to become quite evident, and it's also actually going to provide you with a promise instead of bringing you down. A little surprise with a negative stage of your life that was bringing you down, it's actually going to provide you with a promise. You're coming to an end, but a good end of the actual control over a situation, and that is all coming to a certain accomplishment. And that accomplishment is also going to provide you with options to explore. This is the week of exploration, when you're most certainly going to come to the certain point, certain realization with a whole new direction in your life that you wouldn't normally have. And this is coming purely through your own rebirth. And it's most certainly going to provide you with a vision, with a realization, and that vision is just going to keep you going, and it's going to make you realize it's all about your own victory and mental clarity, security, and power. You're reaching a very important stage in your life, my gorgeous Capricornius, a very important stage in your life. And it's just also important to say that you will be kind of like triggered by someone, some kind of old bastard some kind of old thought, like somebody who was negative to you, somebody who was bad to you, somebody who like kind of hurt you in the past. Do you know what? It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's easy for me to say. It depends what element or what level of hurt. I know it's not easy to say forgive and forget, to someone, but this is the time when you need to release yourself. This is the time of your spiritual growth, and you don't want to hold yourself down. So you will be kind of tricked into it, and someone who maybe did something to you in the past is going to become the part of your thinking process. Not just, oh yeah, I'm thinking about this person, No, baby, no. When they come to you, just remember you need to forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. Not because you think that what they did wasn't bad, but you will release yourself from this situation. And that's the last part that you're going to need to do. And after that moment, you're going to have an absolutely the greatest determination and unfoldment in your life, because it's also going to boost your creativity in many different ways. And it's also going to inspire you, and it's immediately going to make you connected to the certain prospect that you wouldn't normally even think about. This is how important all these things are, and how relevant all these things are, and how connected all these things are. It's absolutely remarkable in many different ways. I just like it so much, because you're also going to really have a very important moment when it comes to you and the society around you and the people around you. And you're also going to have the greatest feeling of honor when it comes to your own success and things like that. I really, really like it. And it's just so important when it comes to the certain apprenticeship. I really find this quite interesting, because it's also at the same time, an apprenticeship. Make sure that you stay committed to the task at hand, because you're going to be tested a little bit. The bottom line is it's all about the success, and material attainment. You're reaching a very important stage when it comes to your own advantage, and that is also going to reflect on you in a good health. So for those of you that have been suffering from long ailments that you didn't see any improvements, you should start seeing improvements this week. But the bottom line is it's all about good health, that you are going to have an improvement, and it's a victory, And it's a very difficulties, there's certain difficulties that they're going to come on top. And now that is just going to be absolutely amazing moment of time when it comes to your own freedom, when it comes to your own rejuvenation, when it comes to your own stability, when it comes to your own power. Because not only the very big wish, it's coming forward very, very quickly, but it's just all about the actual rest after the very, very annoying time of worries. Worries are slowly going to start coming to an end, and I like it, because it's all about your own, new beginning, new vision that you are going to have, the actual control over a situation, which is just all going to come to the greatest skill of yours. You need to think what makes you happy. You need to think what makes you excited. You will be a little bit tricked into a little tricky situation also this week, where you will be quite busy. A lot is going to be happening, and there are going to be lots of influences of lots of other people around you, indeed. And that is also going to reflect on you, because you're very deep, you're very spiritual, you can sense and feel energies so well, so strongly in many different ways. So this is going to confuse you a little bit, but most certainly you are going to actually do really well, and you're not going to let these energies to confuse you in whatsoever. Just stick to your own things. What makes you feel good? What do you want to do? What would you like to do to expand? What makes you feel happy? Do those things that makes you feel happy. Just remember, you do what you know how to do the best. You do what you feel like you like doing, you want doing, you feel like doing, like you're expanding yourself. This week, your spiritual you, it's going to come out so much, and it's going to want you to join them. Your spiritual you, it's going to come out this week, and it's going to grab you and pull you into itself. And that is going to be a remarkable moment, my gorgeous Capricornians. That is going to be a remarkable moment, because at the same time, it's going to make you think about your practicality. It's going to make you think about your acumen, your business acumen. It's going to make you think about your own strength. It's going to make you feel about your own power. And it's also going to give you an idea and strength and absolute rejuvenation in order to make a really important decision. This is so good, because it's going to awaken the elements of you that were sleeping for a long time. And that is going to be something, my gorgeous Capricornians, that is about to literally change your life. Oh my God. Really beautiful moment in time and rest that is going to also provide you with the time for a rejuvenation, to take care of yourself and to feel it to its full extent. On another hand, there is sadly, I can see someone that is going to also become like a kind of like a dishonest person around you. There is someone going to come on top here when it comes to the certain dishonesty, you know, when it comes to the certain dealings, but you will be aware of it. Someone who was already part of your life, someone who was already part of your journey, somebody who you actually were thinking about this. Maybe it's going to be like confirmation to you. So most certainly you were right. This is also going to be confirmed to you, but also there is an important element of learning experience that you are going to have through all this, because believe me or not, this is going to be also the fact that somebody was like a little bit dishonest with you. This was incredible learning process for you, because this particular thing, it's actually going to help you to grow, because at the same time you have done something right, you did really well. You could have kind of taken things in a slightly wrong way, in a different way, but this is karmically really good, and most certainly it's going to provide you with a reward. It's so good, because as I said, it's just all about a certain triumph and the good news that you are going to have this week. And I like it, Capricornians, because that's all about the prosperity, and it's all about the finances, and it's all about the joy, happiness, and it's leading towards your victory and mental clarity, and you rediscovering yourself and having, you see, oh gosh, sorry. You rediscovering yourself and having the strength and power and self-esteem, not only to get a real picture, the right picture where you want to go and what you want to do, but also to make that important decision. My Capricornians, I can't even explain how important this week is going to be when it comes to your own prosperity, success, and someone is going to need your help. Please, this is important. Someone is going to need your help. Like, they will not say it. They will not come out to say it, but somebody really close to you, somebody who you really know, it's going to need your help. Do you know who this is? Yeah, somebody who you really know is going to need your help, my gorgeous Capricornians, okay? Somebody who you really love, somebody who means to you, and vice versa. Somebody is going to need your help. Somebody is going to need a little bit of your power. Please just try to see who this is. On another hand, Capricornius is justice. You are going to have your justice. That is going to bring your balance, and that is going to reflect on you so beautifully, and it's going to put a big smile on your face. It's going to make you realize you are in such an advanced way, and with an element of surprise, and that is also going to become like an opportunity that you didn't have, that you would have at this moment in time. But most certainly it's an advice that you will be getting through this situation. At around the time when you hear about the justice, this is the time when you're going to hear about a certain advice as well. Okay, now Capricornius, let's see. Voyage, you see, prepare for a journey. This is so important. Any trip, any little journey you can take this week, even if it's one day away, even if it's a few hours away in the forest, something very important is going to happen to you. An idea, a remarkable idea. As soon as you move away from the dimension where you are at now, so you go to the forest or you go somewhere, even if it's an hour away, even if it's like half an hour away, but it's good to spend the time by the water or something like that, you see, or in the forest, in nature, and something very important is going to happen to you. Incredible idea, realization, time to move on, most certainly. Okay. Now, basically, for those of you that are in relationship, this is absolutely mind-blowing. I like it. For those of you that are in relationship, I really like it. This is all about the satisfaction, accomplishment, and something very good is going to happen in between you two, and you will want to take your life, you will want to take your love on the whole next level. I like it. I like it. I like it. Very beautiful moment in between two people indeed. Okay. For those of you that are actually, single, I just think absolutely no. Amy Winehouse. Oh God. Yeah, for those of you that are actually single and ready to mingle, I would just run on miles, because there is going to be somebody with a beautiful face, beautiful body, sometimes these people can be so good looking, but you talk to them for 2 minutes and you're like, oh my God, there's nothing there, and this is how this person is going to be but this is not only like there's nothing there. Sorry, I know that sounds horrible, but Yeah, sometimes it is a bit of an empty shell, but it depends, what's going on. It's a horrible thing to say, but when people are so bad like this, because this one is like a really bad one, little devilish person that is going to try to kind of take an advantage of you. So that's why I'm saying, anybody, for those of you single Capricornians who would like to like meet someone, you can go out, you can flirt with people and have a great time, but there is someone who's going to come through and I don't like that person. Run, 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 baby, run. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Aquamarini. Aquarius, 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 Aquarius. When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, Aquarius, I love you, my gorgeous Aquamarini, my gorgeous Aquamarini. Do you know what? You just, first of all, need to make sure you take care of, you see this, like, how many times am I know this out? You need to make sure that you take care of yourself. Okay, because it's an important time of very high vibration that we will have this week, which is on the 13th, 14th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. So it starts on the 13th and it finishes on the 19th. I can't explain how important this vibration and how strong this vibration is going to be, and at the same time it's going to create this remarkable path. Number 13, it's just absolutely mind-blowing when it comes to transformation, when it comes to our energy, but also when it comes to the element of a surprise. It is going to come with an element of surprise. The first couple of days you're going to find fascinating indeed. Maybe there is going to be emotional thing that is going to take off, because it's just going to require from you to connect to the maybe part of your life where you don't want to connect when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to your life, when it comes to process of life, no, I don't want to go to, but when it comes to the actual something emotional, it's going to happen, which is going to require from you to kind of make a certain adjustment. It's going to be required from you to make an input, but it's so important to stay yourself, to stay strong, okay, to stay powerful, to stay grounded. You see, this week it's going to be remarkable, but it is going to bring you to the kind of such an important point, and you need to understand this, because only you can make a decision here. Only you can start this particular process, but only you can do this with your own input, with your own idea, with your own direction, with your own energy, okay? It's important because it is just a process. It's a part of life that we go through, but it's also going to be very much so connected to the certain vision that is going to become the part of your reality, which is on one hand going to confirm the certain accomplishment by the end of the week, but on another hand, it's really going to show you that the time of your life that you have been going through in the last 24 months hasn't been as bad. Those elements and those parts that were bringing you down, and it is just going to take you in the whole new direction, in the whole new dimension. And this is where the biggest magic is actually going to happen to you, my gorgeous Aquamarinis. Indeed, this is what is actually going to motivate you, and I really like this, because once you get this right, once you have this flip-flop moment, you see it's a lot going to start changing this week. And this is why it's an idea that you are going to have, that it's also going to come out of all these things and all these emotions and all this spirituality and all this energy that I mentioned so far. It is at the same time going to kind of confuse you. At the same time, it's going to kind of require from you to kind of put a certain very input, but it's very emotional. But on another hand, this is exactly what you need to do in order to reach this absolutely remarkable and very important and very powerful spiritual, very powerful time of your spiritual subconsciousness and your spiritual consciousness in general, which is on another hand going to help you to reflect in a completely different way and see your life again from a completely different angle. You know, it is just basically going back to the 4 months, what was bringing you down. And it's again with you Aquamarinis, it's so much to do that you were worrying about the family. It's something, it's to do with the family, it's to do with the family members, and it's to do with the situation. It's to do with the situation that you are part of, you're responsible for, but you can't do much about. It's all about waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right time. But especially in the last 4 months, that affected you in a way where it was making you think about it, and it was bringing you down. But in particular when you were by yourself, when you were on your own, and you're very powerful, you're very strong, you're very significant, but something when this happens, it does kind of like also slow you down, because it steals a little bit of your powerful energy, your powerful vibration. It's very strong and it's very powerful, but it's on another hand very light, which means that if you feel unhappy about a certain stage in your life, especially when it comes to other people in your life, your loved ones, your family, then this is going to affect you, because you're wonderful, you're beautiful, you're very open-minded, you're very generous, and that's why you think about other people. So that's why I'm so happy because this is very complex, and this is going to happen with an element of surprise on the 13th of the actual January 2020. This is connected to the last 4 months. What was bringing you down? What was making you unhappy? What was affecting you? What was even making you ill without you even realizing? Yeah, what was even making you ill? Ill. What was even making you ill? And it was kind of affecting your immune system to the point where maybe your immune system wasn't as good in the last 4 months, and it was affecting you in all sorts of different ways, like infections and cold and flu and things like that. This is nothing that is just happening because of the outside factors. This is all important part of your spiritual progress and part of suppressing things. Now, these suppressed things that were in particular very highlighted in the last 4 months are about to boom, boom, boom. And this is when the energy of the 13 going to be absolutely remarkable, because this is also happening at the right time of this absolutely mind-blowing transition period that you are going to have, which is also going to lead towards the actual rebirth. And that's why, because you're having this powerful harmony coming in, this is going to make things seem completely different, because you will be looking at them from a completely different angle. It's absolutely fantastic, and I really like it, because it's all about the actual happiness, excitement, realization, unfoldment, reason to celebrate when it comes to the certain idea. This is what is going to be so good. It's about the idea that you are going to have, and this idea, it's also going to come through the motivation of somebody very close to you. An idea will come through the motivation of somebody who's very close to you, somebody who you really like, somebody who you really appreciate, and that in itself is going to be an important moment in time, because it's also going to start the process of the actual improvement, which is going to lead towards the greatest development of yourself, and also promotion of your life and the outcome of the past efforts, which is going to lead towards your own rebirth right towards the end of this week. Indeed, I really like it, because it's just going to start the process that it's just going to literally change your year completely. And in fact, the actual October 2020, it's going to be absolutely remarkable, very mind-blowing indeed. October 2020, Aquamarinis, you're having some special reading, because whatever you do this week, whatever you put your mind on, whatever you start, whatever you begin, whatever it's like the new start, in particular when it comes to you rediscovering yourself, you working on yourself, you doing things that you like, you doing things that you love, you doing things that you're expanding yourself, you doing things that are making you feel good, you doing things that are making you feel excited, you doing things that are making you feel happy. Don't think about other people all the time. This is important week for you as well, to think about your own self, your own self, your own transformation, because that is going to be the peak of your activity, which is just going to change literally everything. It is all about the actual mastery of your own spiritual journey by doing what you like doing the best. A beautiful butterfly moment of transformation you're going to have. You're going to start something. You're going to ignite this beautiful candle. You're going to ignite a beautiful light within you, at the same time within the universe. Something absolutely mind-blowing is going to start, and it's going to begin this week, and this mind-blowing thing is going to take off in October 2020. There you go. I've said it now. So it's so important. You don't need to start something like completely like, oh my God, yeah, I'm just going to start now. No, baby, no. This is very deep. This is very spiritual, and it's part of all sorts of dimensions that you are going to be, because you will be able to expand your mind. Your mind is your energy. Your mind is your power. Your mind is your own uniqueness, and it's the most powerful when you are yourself. It's the most powerful when you listen to your own soul, when you listen to your own spirit. Spirit and body are two completely different things, and this week you will have the sacred power of being able to not swap the places, to be able to split your spirit from your body. And once you're able to do this, once you're able to reach this absolutely highest level of consciousness and subconsciousness, you are going to be on top of the world. Absolutely remarkable. It is all about the actual great skill, mastery, perfection, artistic ability. It's also going to be very significant this week, and it's also going to be some kind of like the fact that you're going to feel the greatest honor, because something is going to be in demand that you want to be in demand when it comes to you, when it comes to your power, when it comes to your own success. But it's brilliant because it's going to bring you the greatest honor. It's going to give you the path to follow. It's going to bring you the beautiful vision, indeed, confirmation, but also at the same time it's all about the gain, advancement, expectation, desire, but it's also the result of an effort that is going to be remarkable. It's going to be so much better, and it's going to be ridiculously important. What is going to happen is the honor that you're going to feel, the great about yourself, and this is going to mean to you so much. This is very, very personal. Very personal, you will see. And that, my gorgeous aquamarinis, it's actually going to lead towards an amazing adventure. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to say this. This is just so good, because it's like from the beginning of this week, it is just all about you feeling good, you having your happiness back, you having your optimism back, you having your energy back, and you're going to make some very healthy decisions. Like healthy decision, you will want to take care of everything you eat, everything you put in your mouth. Not that I'm not saying that you're not doing it, but this is just going to be so highlighted, and most certainly it's going to be the right direction and dimension that you're going to step in, where you're just going to want to take care of yourself. And this is absolutely beautiful. And it's your spirituality. It's going to reach a very high level. So this is most certainly very important when it comes to your own balance. So that's why you're going to feel like this. But it's so good though, because it's the beginning of an adventure that you are going to have. Enthusiasm and the initiative is just going to be mind-blowing. The initiative, follow this initiative like your own butterfly. Initiative. When it comes to new school, new job, not school, but new job, new option, new direction, through your own victory and mental clarity. But it's all about the unlimited possibilities, carelessness, but the best possible obsession that you can have. And this all comes from you, from what you want to do, from what you like, from what you find that is just really part of you that you want to expand. We are all, every single person in this world is good for something. So it's just so important to dig that out and follow it through. Important. And it's just all about the generosity and balance that you're actually going to have, my gorgeous aquamarinis. This is so important, an important generosity and balance. And this is all coming from the actual feeling of great excitement when it comes to your own security. Financial situation is going to be absolutely brilliant, and it's most certainly going to help you to kind of have a little rest, especially when it comes to like a stage of like uncertainty, when it comes to the problems if you had with the finances. Now this is just going to take a really lovely path after this moment in time. And that is just going to tickle you in so many different ways when it comes to your own advancement and the elements of unknown, that you're just going to go like, yay! And instead you will be like, I'm not too sure, but now you're just going to go for it. And this is where the magic is going to be. This is where the certain important situation is just going to change, and it's going to provide you with an option and realization when it comes to the certain investment that is going to be absolutely remarkable. It is all about your own recognition, feeling really good, feeling really excited. And it's very deep and personal, because as I said, it is like you're proving something to yourself, but at the same time you're proving you're proving things to people in your life that means to you so much. It's something what you wanted to do in a really long time, and you are going to surprise people in the best possible way, but in a good way, if that makes sense. Like people that you wanted to prove something to, you will surprise them in a good way. And this is going to be everything, absolutely everything, because it's just going to be the beginning of an important stage, beginning of something very significant, the beginning of a certain gain, when it comes to the actual meaningful experience and adventure. And it's all about, as I said, recognition of abilities which are going to be absolutely remarkable, inspiration, bright prospects, and it's also going to be an element from your, from a long time ago, from your childhood, something is missing, a missing puzzle is also about to come back into your life, which means that you are going to be having also a strange dreams throughout this week. Just pay attention to your strange dreams, because it's going to be very powerful. And very strong, even if you're dreaming about, as I said before, like about cats and dogs, and you don't understand, why did I dream about cat and dog? I don't know which cat or dog. Then a few days down on the line, this is going to make perfect sense, because something is going to happen, the new situation is going to take place, and this is all going to make sense, and it's going to be very interesting. On another hand, also pay attention to what's the very first thing on your mind in the morning throughout this week. I told you this before, even if you're like, you're sleeping, I told you this, like if you wake up in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, for example, the first thing on your mind is coming from like a completely different dimension, indeed. So that's why it's like, even if you have on your mind like, wash the car, just go and wash the car. Even if it doesn't make sense, just go and do it. Like if you have in your mind like, I want to paint the room, just go and paint the room. Don't wait. Because every single situation, every single detail, every single option is going to make sense, and it's going to have an important realization for you. Why? Because this is what your oracle card, my gorgeous aquamarine, is: wisdom. The whole week it's going to shower you with a sacred wisdom. Wisdom, power. You will be able to think so far. You will be able to expand your mind in a completely different way. You are also going to come across with a situation, an opportunity, when you're going to think that you don't have an adequate experience, or you are not advanced enough to make a certain decision this week. No, baby, you are. Go for it. Look, remember what I said. Remember what Sashita said. Follow your own heart. Okay? You're wise, absolutely wise, like you can't even imagine. Especially this particular week, this is going to be incredible. Follow your own intuition, okay? Important. So now my gorgeous aquamarines, like when it comes to the actual health, you see, I think that when it comes to your own health, I think that your ears, I know it sounds weird, but your ears are going to be quite sensitive. And then at the same time, it is just basically your stomach is going to be sensitive. And at the same time, it is going to be your throat, which looks like it's going to be like a little bit of like a cold and flu symptoms, but maybe a little bit of like just a tiny infection. Garlic. I know this sounds weird, but it's the garlic is just so important. Garlic is so good, but try to get an organic garlic, natural garlic, organic garlic, and also try to take 1 little clove every single day. I mean, I know it smells really strong, but I would rather suggest you to have a normal garlic, 1 little clove every single day, and it's going to help you, Try to have it in the evening before you go to sleep, maybe easier, rather than in the morning before you go to work. Some people are fine with the smell of garlic because it smells really strong, but it's so good for you. It's a natural medicine, natural antibiotic in many different ways, and it does help to clear out lots of infections, and it's very good for cold and flu symptoms whatsoever. Ears, garlic, amazing. Throat, garlic, it's brilliant. And also on another hand, I told you this before, raspberries, blueberries, goji berries, any berries, that you could have would be fantastic. The very first thing in the morning, do your own smoothie and drink it the very first thing in the morning, because it's going to help you a lot with your liver and kidneys, sensitive liver and kidneys. And if you can't have the whole mixture of berries, at least blackberries and blueberries. At least just blackberries and blueberries every single morning. Do your smoothie, drink it, my darling, and then it's just going to really help you so much to rejuvenate yourself, but also for for your liver and kidney. It's going to work like a nice filter. And organic acerola cherry powder, of course, I say this every time, and I'm going to say it again, I don't care, but organic acerola cherry powder is just so important because it's going to provide you with an adequate amount of vitamin C, which is just going to help to replenish your system, vitamin C levels, and it's going to boost your immune system. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, just check with your doctor, check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. For those of you that are in relationship, I really like it because your partner is going to have some kind of accomplishment, and that is going to be so good because it's going to be the great step in the right direction when it comes to security and power. And you will reach a very important stage of certain stability when it comes to finances, and that is going to provide you with an option that you didn't think that you would have, which is brilliant. Go for it. For those of you that are actually single, you're not going to meet anyone this week who's going to change your life, but it's just going to be so important that there will be moments in time where you will want to learn something, new learning experience, and it's going to require from you some kind of concentration and study. That is going to be the moment also which is going to be connected to the certain person who is about to walk into your life. So it's all connected indeed. Okay, so now I'm going to do the reading for my gorgeous and ever so precious, my beautiful Piscelini, my gorgeous Piscelinis. You know what? You're reaching an important stage, and it's all about you again. It is you must think about yourself. Now you're entering a very, very sensitive stage, but good. Sensitive when it comes to your own direction. Sensitive when it comes to your own success and power, because you will be tested as well. But it's important to think about yourself, because you have been going through a quite difficult stage when it comes to things not happening as quick as you would want them, but also emotionally there was quite a lot to deal with. So there was emotionally in the past 24 months that certain things happened that affected you, they affected your way of thinking, and they slowed down your process without you realizing this or not. These things happen, and this is really this is really important to say, because it helps you to kind of work on yourself a bit more. And most certainly this was a quite important time of your transformation that already started. But most importantly, I like this because it's all about you realizing some kind of wishful thinking. And wishful thinking means that maybe you just took a slightly wrong turn in the last 24 months, and the wrong turn that you took in the last 24 months, it doesn't matter. It just slowed down things a little bit. It didn't make you progress as much as you wanted to progress. At least this is how you felt, and it just kind of maybe made you feel tired much quicker and much sooner, especially when you would start focusing on things and doing things. You would see and you would notice this lack of energy that you would normally have. Maybe before you would do things for 8 hours and you would be absolutely fine, all 8 hours. But now in the last 24 months, you would just realize, oh gosh, I worked for 5 or 6 hours, and it's like, oh my God, I feel drained of energy, already. These are all little signs that you're slowly coming to an end with a very interesting cycle and completion in your life. An interesting cycle because it's to do with your spiritual journey, but it also do with the time when you were tested. It also do with the time when you were going through your own rebirth, at the same time when you were tested, and that in itself kind of puts certain things on hold a little bit. So now we are reaching a very important stage, because this is about to change, because this is all about this particular completion, all about this stage. It's coming to an end. This stage is about to finish, okay? And this is the actual transformational time, which is happening on the actual 13th of January 2020, on the very first day of this week. This transformational time is going to start, and it's most certainly going to boost your power. That in itself, it's going to make you realize that there is a certain advice that you will at the same time going to gain through someone. Not direct advice, but there is some kind of advice that is going to travel towards you, that is actually going to confirm something to you, and it's also going to inspire you at the same time, and it's going to make you feel very creative. And then you will realize, oh my God, I'm just immediately so much creative. Follow your own creativity, follow your own bliss, follow your own power. You will have confirmations about whatever you do this week, throughout this week, and that in itself is going to bring you a promise where you didn't think that you would have. And that in itself, it's going to be your ding 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 wake up call. My gorgeous Piscelinis, it is all about reaching this important stage of your life, of your rebirth. But it's not only that, it's about realizing this, where you are at exactly, how far you can go, how far you can expand, how optimistic you can be without thinking negatively and without trying to prevent yourself from moving on. You're very powerful, you're very strong, you're very significant when it comes to your power of your mind. So you need to make sure that you don't block yourself, you don't bring yourself down, don't think negatively, not even for 1 second, my gorgeous Piscelinis, indeed, because your power, it's going to be all about your power of your mind. Manifestation is going to be all about the actual advancement and enhancement of your own opportunities and abilities through you thinking very optimistically throughout this week. It is going to bring a beautiful harmony, and that harmony is also going to make a certain problem that was seemed to have been like so annoying and so scary. Now suddenly you're going to be like, oh my God, look, that's not a problem. It is fantastic, because this is what this energy is actually going to do, of the highly transformational number 13, which where you're going to have, and it's coming with an element of surprise. So this is where your element of surprise is going to be, this realization that this huge, nasty, annoying problem that was slowing you down, and it was scaring you because it was making you to think like you haven't got an adequate experience to move on and to make a bigger move. Now this is all going to seem like a baby little tiny little thing, which is in itself going to create you a focus. It's going to inspire you, it's going to make you feel very creative, and it's also going to push you towards a certain unfoldment where you're just going to start floating through. And that in itself, at around the end of this week, it's going to really make you realize that it's time to make a very important decision when it comes to the changes in your life, my gorgeous Piscelinis. You just need to remember, look, this is all about the success, and it is all about an important stage and material attainment that you're entering, and it's about the advantage, well-being, victory, and it's most certainly you're going to be very close to the certain wish towards the certain wish that you wanted to make 9 months later, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. So in October as well, October 2020, it's also for you, it's going to be very important, my gorgeous Piscelinis, because there is an idea, there is an option that you will start here without you even realizing, indeed, this week. And that is all about you being experienced with a certain stage of your life, but also is coming to the certain success and the certain inspiration, motivation that you actually had from somebody very important in your life, and the responsibility. You were very responsible. You were tested in the last couple of months. You were actually tested, my gorgeous Piscelinis, as well, and you were good. You were brilliant. You were remarkable. You were very responsible with this particular outcome, and that's why you're having this karmic, beautiful surprise, beautiful unfoldment here, which is not only going to bring you the whole new harmony, but it's going to bring you the whole new promise, which is going to change your life. It is all about the actual actual you taking your life on the whole next level and feeling, responsibility and creativity. Just remember, you need to be responsible and you need to be creative, and you're going to do absolutely great. As I said, you're going to make an important decision here, an important idea, option, opportunity, which is going to take off in October 2020. No, please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you have to wait until October 2020. Please don't say that. No, this is going to be a remarkable start of the whole new unfoldment. You're about to go through a very important door, and this is literally going to change your life. From this moment onwards, things are going to start changing and happening and unfolding for you in such a beautiful way of you feeling things again, you getting things again, you being part of things again, in a way, in a sense where you feel everything, you feel part of the picture, and that in itself is going to create the whole new beginning. It's very important when it comes to your professional life, beginning of something significant, the beginning of a meaningful experience which you're going to have, which is most certainly going to come through a sense of the actual adventure, and it's all coming through the certain completion of your journey, and also it is the bravery, bravery and capacity. It's brilliant because you're also going to have a really situation towards the end of this week which is just going to make you feel like there's no way that you could do this, there's no way that you could actually achieve this level in your life, that you could go towards this dimension, and most certainly you are going to. This is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant, and it's just all about the actual ending, all about reaching an absolutely remarkable stage in your life when it comes to the actual ending, when it comes to the actual new harmony, the new recognition is going to come through, and that in itself is just going to be a remarkable stage, my gorgeous Piscean, because most certainly it is just going to mark a new stage about your own advancement, about the certain realization about yourself. Something is going to be confirmed to you, and it's going to be so personal, so emotional, in a good way, in the best possible way, but it's going to be so personal, and it's going to give you room to grow where you thought that there wasn't room to grow. An invitation, an opportunity is going to arise which is just going to literally change your life. It's all about the advancement, attraction, appeal, certain requests which is going to take place, but it's all about the challenge, challenge that you will go for and you normally wouldn't, and that is just going to inspire you, and it's going to bring you a bright prospects, and these bright prospects are going to be the mixture in between the past and present, but most in between the past and present and future, but most certainly some kind of connection with the past, with the childhood, is also going to take place, and it's most certainly going to bring you a missing puzzle, which is on one hand going to make you feel very creative, make you feel very optimistic, make you feel really happy, but on another hand it's going to help you to kind of be happy again. I'm not saying that you weren't happy, but you're just going to start feeling that missing part of you, which is on another hand going to make you feel very optimistic, and it's going to help you with the conclusion. It's going to help you to make a certain decision, to confirm something to yourself, because it's all going to make sense, and at the same time satisfaction, pleasure and happiness that you're going to feel, it's just going to be your own sign that it's time to move on. Watch for the little sign. There is going to be an omen that you are going to have this week. This omen, it's going to come in the form of like a little bird. It's either going to be a bird, or it's either going to be like a little dog, it's either going to be like a little cat, like a little animal like that. It doesn't have to be dog or a cat, it's just little animal like this, or a bird. So it's basically going to be a little animal on the ground, or a bird that you're going to see right at the right moment in time. And it's going to be, of course, outside, but it's just going to be the feeling, something very strange and unusual. It's going to take place at the same, something really strange and unusual. It's going to take place at the same time, and that, most importantly, it's going to be your own confirmation that you're about to enter a very sacred stage of a little baby hermit mode, which is just going to also illuminate some kind of stage around you, and it's just going to give you a green light. It's time to go. It's time to go, because your rebirth is going to start, and you will know when you see this omen, this cat or a dog or a bird, you will know, because they will be acting in a different way. You will know that this is going to be the moment in time when something is going to happen to you, something is going to be offered to you, something is going to be manifested right in front of you, and it's going to become an absolutely remarkable, mind-blowing stage in your life, which is just going to rejuvenate you in so many different ways. Something that you've been waiting for a long time. This is why it's coming to through a confirmation of an actual omen, something that you've been waiting for a long time, something that is really going to affect your life in such a good way, and most certainly it's going to be very much so part of the process that it's going to take place here, start, and most certainly the biggest stage of that is going to be in October 2020. And this is why I said that this is the beginning of this actual new stage, new vision, new option, and it's all coming through your own accomplishment, and you all coming through you reaching an absolutely remarkable stage in your life when it comes to your own recognition. This is all about you. This is all about what you want to do. This is all about you realizing and understanding that this life here on this earth that we live is just so short. We have no time to live somebody else's life. We have no time to do things that are making us feel unhappy. We have no time to do things that are bringing us down. You just do things that are you. You do things that are making you feel excited, are making you feel alive. You do things that are making you feel like standing out from other people, instead of just doing what the society is doing all the time, what society made us to do, like we have to do, we need to do. It's just so beautiful to reach this absolutely remarkable level of subconscious mind, which just gives an opportunity and room for your own spirit to grow to an absolutely remarkable high stages of its development. And that, my gorgeous Pisceans, is absolutely everything, because it brings the whole new harmony, which is on another hand bring you healing, and that healing just gets you going much further than you would normally go. Okay, after this week, all I can say is just all about the actual inspiration and potential. It is the potential that is going to change your life. Potential about yourself. It's going to become absolutely mind-blowing inspiration. Just follow your spirit. Follow your spirituality. Follow how you feel. Follow your subconscious mind. Follow your dreams. Follow yourself. Okay? My gorgeous Pisceans, your oracle card is... Oh, you see? Bam, ba, ba, bam, 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 ba, bam, bam, bam. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Not only you are going to have an omen this week that is going to be mind-blowing, but also you're going to have a very strong message from the spirit. Very strong message from the spirits. Okay? So when you see the little feather, it's going to be an important moment in time. When you see a little feather, just make sure that you understand and know that this is coming from the spirit world. This is somebody from the other side, somebody who knows you, somebody who used to know you, okay? Maybe somebody who did, maybe somebody who died like when you were like a little baby, so you didn't know this person in particular. It doesn't matter. They know you, and they will have a very special message for you as well. When you see the little feather, you will know that this is coming from somebody from the other side, but also you will know that a very important opportunity is going to come through after that. Just remember, this is all sacred. This is what the spirit wants to tell you. When you have the opportunity after this moment in time, you know that this is what spirit was trying to let you know. It's important, it's pure, it's genuine, and it's going to change your life. Okay? So now I just want to say, my gorgeous Pisceans, like when it comes to your health, please make sure that you're taking vitamin D, because it's going to be very powerful, very significant, very important for your own bones. So it's going to be vitamin D, and also calcium, magnesium, zinc. Okay, it's going to be good because it's going to help with your bones, with your muscles, and with your skeleton in general. It's going to be a little bit sensitive. Zinc. Mineral. Zinc is going to help you with the actual, to boost your immune system. So you've got a little bit of like a sensitive skeleton, bones, make sure that you take vitamin D in particular, calcium, magnesium, and zinc to boost your immune system, and acerola, organic acerola cherry powder. As I said millions of times, every single morning, just keep on taking acerola, organic acerola cherry powder every single morning, and that is going to replenish your vitamin C levels, and it's going to help you to boost your immune system as well, alongside with zinc. If you're on any other medications, if you are pregnant or if you are breastfeeding, just check with your doctor, check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. For those of you Piscelinis who are in relationship, I really like this, because there is an absolutely mind-blowing plan that you will be able to start, both of you. New wish, new plan, brilliant. Something very important is going to take place. New plan that you wanted to do for such a long time. Because of the way things are going to develop, you are actually going to really be able to be that much step closer to something very important, you both. Okay? For those of you that are single and ready to mingy it, you know, I quite like it. You're going to have a great time. You're going to meet lots of people. There's a lot of flirting that are going to be going on. Okay? And I like it because it's going to reflect on you in such a good way. And flirting is good. But there is something very kind of important that you're actually going to realize about yourself. Perhaps it's a certain confidence that was missing. I'm not saying that you were missing confidence, but I'm saying that through your actual flirting, you're going to find out something so important about yourself, okay? And I like it. It's going to also bring you a boost of confidence because of the because of the actual radiance that you are going to have, and that is going to reflect on you in such a beautiful way. But most certainly you are going to have a great time flirting and meeting lots of people, my gorgeous Piscelinis, and that's exactly what you need to do, because it's going to reflect on your self-esteem, on your confidence, you know. It's going to boost your level of confidence, and it's just going to bring you strength and courage. But most importantly, you're going to realize something really important about yourself. Very, very important indeed. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you, my gorgeous people-inis, my gorgeous people. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous people. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous people. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.